First decade was dominated by England and Scotland until Wales finally won in 1893 and Ireland a year later. After years of dipping in and out of the championship, France was invited to join full-time in 1910. But because France isn't a home nation, they had to give it a rebrand and settle on the Five Nations. But France were actually kicked out of the tournament in 1931. They were accused of paying players when rugby was still strictly an amateur sport. They had to wait years to be let back in. But after World War II, the Five Nations resumed. Didn't always run smoothly though, like in 1973 when all 5 teams won 2 matches and lost 2 matches. Now, because they didn't do points difference at the time, they just decided that everyone was the champion. It's like trying to keep kids happy, you know, the whole, you're all winners. In the years following, other teams in Europe started to get better at rugby and actually got to a stage where they were regularly beating teams in the Five Nations. In 1997, Italy beat Scotland, France and Ireland home and away. So 2 years later, the Five Nations invited Italy in, creating the Six Nations as we know it. In recent years, there have been calls to expand the tournament further to other European teams. Georgia and Portugal have been prime candidates to join of late. It's also been suggested there could be 2 tiers with promotion and relegation to promote growth of the sport in Europe. But the existing nations are a bit reluctant. So for now, it looks like the Six Nations, or Six Nations, or Sei Nazioni, is here to stay.
And there's a huge game tonight as under firing Liverpool host Aston Villa, and it's live here on TalkSport. And ahead of the clash, Liverpool manager Arne Slot admitted that despite a tough run of results, he's refusing to look for excuses.
Speaking about what we have to improve, people then tell me I'm using excuses. So maybe it's better now just to say we need to address certain things.
And it's a huge London derby this evening as Spurs host Chelsea. Spurs manager Thomas Frank said he hopes his side can replicate their impressive away form on home soil.
I'm quite convinced that we've seen the end of the season that we would have had a good home form, but it's up to us to change it around.
And at the other end of the table, it may already be a potential relegation battle as Fulham face Wolves at Craven Cottage, and Fulham manager Marco Silva said this is a must-win for his side.
I was disappointing, of course we have to be, but the main thing we have to know why we win games or we lose games. That is the main thing. It's my job to make them to understand and to work with them in things that they are important for us.
We'll get stuck into all of the big football issues of the week and lots more ahead today, and we want to hear from you. 03717 22 3344. It's Weekend Sports Breakfast here on TalkSport. Morning. Cass, I know it's now exactly a year away, but is there any chance I could borrow your face next year for Halloween? Morning.
That's a compliment.
You're terrified.
I don't think you'd want my face, to be fair.
Oh.
No.
Oh, because it's scary.
Well, I don't know. I've never been described as scary, but I've never been described as sexy.
No. Scary, sexy, chic. One or the other. Depends what day. How was your Halloween?
Great. I was in on my own.
So do you not get trick-or-treaters where you live?
No, not really. No, they don't, because it's a residence which is lots of different places, and it's like apartments and
right. Okay.
And so we don't really do it. But my son goes out with my missus, and they went out at 5 o'clock, And I loved every minute of it. And they come back, she dressed him up, put his white face on, his blood coming down. And it was good. And I thought, lovely, I can watch and sit and watch the football, watch Wrexham take on Coventry, which is one hell of a game, by the way.
Nice.
I mean, just there, the Forest Green game, Luton Forest Green, which sounded pretty exciting, but I've got to say Wrexham Coventry was great as well.
I bet it was. We're going to discuss it more in the show. Does your son do like a Halloween joke? Because I've noticed down here since I've moved down south, the kids don't actually do like trick or treat to get a treat. They just
Oh no,
hold
just
up their
expect
bowls
it
for chocolate.
Yeah. I don't really do them sort of things myself. So I don't think Halloween's as big down here. It's got bigger. I mean, when I was younger, Halloween, none of us did. You asked me off air, did we have Halloween parties?
Yeah, like
In football?
footballers has Halloween parties.
No, never had a. We'd have a Christmas party.
Yeah.
Never Halloween. It is a very American thing, isn't it? And it's grown a lot more. I know a lot more people love it in the last sort of couple of decades. That's for sure.
My mum used to host Halloween parties for us. I mean, going way back. And now I do it for the kids. So yesterday I had 10 children in the house in the afternoon to have like.
So
Halloween
what age did you leave Scotland?
It was 22.
So did you notice a big difference from a Scottish Halloween to a...
I always think we went big at it. Up the road, I always felt we were really into Halloween. And then down here, I mean, now over the last few years, all the houses are done up. They're all having the competitions in the street, which is sweet. But the kids don't perform anymore. They just go, give us the chocolate. I'm like, what's your joke?
We always say they're entitled, don't they? They don't have to do anything now. And, trick or... Yeah, I probably would say that. So, well, what are you going to do? Is it a joke or is it a song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you going to do for us? And now they're just like...
That's nothing. You're just going to give me some sweets or something.
I was saying to the kids, tell them your joke. Tell them your joke. And then they butchered the joke every single time. I was like, you deserve no chocolate for that nonsense.
Yeah.
It was cute though. I love Halloween. And it's so funny driving in this morning. There was traffic everywhere and there was people still coming out of the nightclubs and the bars. It was...
Well, my daughter woke me up coming in today. At 3:30, I had the door go.
Oh, did you?
And I came in, walked in straight in her bedroom. That was 3:30, and that was getting me up.
Her coming home.
Yeah, her coming home. Yeah,
Halloween night.
So they'd obviously gone to her. I don't know where she ended up, but she came in at 3:30.
Did you ever get dressed up?
For Halloween?
Yeah.
No.
Oh my God, you're such a bore.
That's not a bore. We never did it.
That's pure boring. Come on, you must have dressed up as something.
Well, you just said to me I didn't have to do anything. I'm scary enough as it is.
This is very, very true. Very good point. Moving on, let's talk about the sport, shall we? After a midweek of exciting EFL
that was Halloween
action, that was wild. The Premier League is back for you today.
Premier League football at full pelt, live on TalkSport.
Comes back out, whacked in beautifully by Zubamendi. What a finish on the volley. Top of the league by 4 points.
No title challenge for decades has withstood a run of 4 successive Premier League defeats.
Comes from again, and he sweeps Aston Villa into a 2-0 lead.
Semenyo goes on with a run! What a goal!
It's Chelsea 1, Sunderland 2, Shemsdean Talbot.
And Burno volleys it home! What a goal from Brian Burno!
He's headed in by Rodon. It's 2-0. 15 minutes in, Leeds United double their lead. Pathetic, weak.
Chorus of boos around Molineux to Moises Caicedo. Oh, he's rifled it in. What a strike!
Goodness comes back in on his left foot, draws the ball down low to the left, and produces a brilliant finish.
What drama from the best league in the world.
Wild. By the way, coming up for you today, the 3 o'clock kickoffs are Brighton versus Leeds, Burnley, Arsenal, Palace take on Brentford, Fulham host Wolves, Forest take on Man United, Spurs Chelsea at 5:30, and then live for you here on TalkSport tonight, Liverpool take on Aston Villa, 8 o'clock kickoff. Cass, let's start with a big saga. Liverpool's form. Got Aston Villa today after 6 defeats from 7. Arne Slot, we can hear from him now. He said that his side must deal with long balls if they're going to turn around the poor form.
100% sure if everybody is already noticing what we are seeing. Then I underestimate a lot of analysts throughout the country. But if it happens after the 10th game and 9 of them were so much focus on long balls, then I think it's fair to say for me, if you ask me the question, why is it difficult? to say this without opening the eyes of upcoming opponents. These two teams we face now indeed bring the ball more out of the back. But they're also really good in it. So I think City is a high-pressing team. We're really good in high pressing. But I did see Villa being able to play through that multiple times. And if I'm 100% correct, I think I am. They won the game by a set piece.
Arne Slot there. Yeah, I mean, this game's huge for him today.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, he's never experienced what he's gone through in the last few weeks, where, look, the last two seasons of the final, they won loads of games. In the second season, they won the title, the Eredivisie. Now his experience, he's become Ruben Amorim, hasn't he? In the papers, if you look at the papers now, Ruben Amorim, every week in the papers has been job, is he under pressure? For the first weekend, in the end, well, we're at the start of November now, today, but this weekend is all Arne Slot, you know, and can he solve the problems? This is exactly what Amorim, and it's pretty brutal as an industry, isn't it, Shebahn? You know, that when you go after people and criticise. So you have to be careful, but you also have to recognise that there's been some serious failings at Liverpool, you know, in the last few weeks. I mean, even in midweek, look, if Arne Slot would have come out and said, look, we're playing Villa on Sunday or Saturday night, and we got Real Madrid and we got Man City away, I'd have gone, you know, I understand changes. But the big but is he changed formation. He played a mixed bag. He had nobody on the bench who could have changed the game. They were all young kids, you know. Oh, say nobody, they could have, but they, you know, you wasn't have a Salah, Van Dijk, and a number of others, lots of others, Ekatike and many others you could name that could have been on the bench because you can make so many changes. But also, what annoyed me was that I kept thinking it's not the latter end of the season where you're in an FA Cup tie, maybe fourth round, fifth round, and you're playing a very important Champions League game that you might be, you know, in the latter stages that you need to win and you have to make changes, or points that are so vital to win the title. We were in October, the end of October, and I didn't get that. I was like, no, you're not in the running and you have a reason to leave out. You know, an FA Cup fifth round tie is more important. No, it's not, than a late in, you know, going deep into the Champions League or trying to win the league.
I mean, it's a huge game for them tonight. Liverpool fans, if you're out and about this morning and you want to give us a call, 03717 223344 is the number. What do you want to see from this Liverpool side tonight? Aston Villa in good form as well. Yeah. Very good last weekend.
Yeah, I'm nervous, but I've been nervous. I've said it all, you know, I'll repeat myself. I've said it all season that there is something very different about Liverpool this season. And when he changed his formation in midweek, okay, with Endo and Gomez and Robertson playing as a three, and you know, Gomez looked all over the place. He's passing, likewise Kirkes. It was just, you could name 4 or 5 Liverpool players who were way off, from Van Dijk to Konaté to Salah to McAllister, you know, just to name them ones.
You're right.
Who have been below par, and that's without the transfers not all working.
Yeah.
So you've got a really toxic cocktail.
Well, does pressure get on Arne Slot if it's a loss again tonight? Hypothetically speaking, I mean, is he under pressure?
Yeah, well, you have to be if you've had a Premier League winning title season last year, spent loads of money, and I said to you last week, heads will roll in different, whether it's, Martin Edwards, whether it's Richard Hughes, whether it's Arne Slot, someone will take responsibility for what's gone on at Liverpool if this continues. Because he has to show now, Arne Slot, he can get out of this slump.
Yeah, absolutely that. It's a fascinating one. 81089 Liverpool fans, 03717 223344. Pick up the phone. What do you want to see from your side tonight? Coming up next, we're going to look ahead to what's coming up on TalkSport today. Shortly, we will catch up with a Brackley fan ahead of his side's huge FA Cup first round tie against Notts County. That's live for you on TalkSport 2 tonight. This is Weekend Sports Breakfast here on TalkSport. Good morning.
Hello and welcome to TalkSport Goals and taking you through what should be another busy day of football. Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology. How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality.
Good morning, you're listening to Weekend Sports Breakfast here on TalkSport. Shebahn Aherne and Tony Cascarino with you this morning. Perfect song, isn't it?
It's a great... But the most amazing thing is the length of it, and no one at the time thought they could produce this as a single because it was so long.
Yeah, and it goes in and out of like different kinds of music. It's got it all. His voice is just unbelievable.
Yeah. Who was the guy that replaced Freddie? Was it Adam something who won?
I don't know.
The guy that replaced when they went on tour.
Oh, Adam.
I can't remember his surname. But he replaced
Adam Lambert.
Oh, yeah. Adam Lambert.
He won American Idol or something, didn't he? Yeah.
No, he came second.
Oh, did he?
Came second, in American Idol.
Stunning voice.
Yeah, and look, but Freddie was an absolute...
Yeah. The reason we're playing it, Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody has been voted the listeners' favourite song of the 70s, 80s and 90s. It's the 7th year in a row the 1975 track by Freddie has topped the list of 500 tracks. I mean, it just never gets old.
No.
In fact, a lot of you probably listening in the car now are like, any chance you two can shut it and just play the next 8 minutes?
I always think of Wayne's World when I hear this song because when they're in the car. So that's Wayne's World, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's just brilliant, that clip.
Yeah.
But I knew somebody who knew Freddie. And
really?
The restaurateur, Aldo Zilli, who was quite big in the restaurant game. And he was Freddie's mate. And he talks about him very fondly. It says... a legend, absolute, in many different ways. As a person as well,
Did you watch the Freddie biopic movie, the one.
I've seen one or two on
Rami.
Freddie. I probably have. I won't remember the name of it, but I've seen things on Freddie.
Yeah, it was so good. Absolutely amazing. Fascinating character. Is that the greatest song of all time? You can let us know your thoughts on that this morning. 8, 10, 89. Got to be up there. What's your favourite song of all time?
Well, this would be up there, but there's other songs that mean more. I definitely would always have Steve Harley, Cockney Rebel, Come Up and Make Me Smile.
Oh, great song.
I just love that song.
That's a great song.
Yeah.
And my brother-in-law got married in the summer and they walked out of their ceremony to that song and I was like, yes.
Yeah, well, I was a Cockney Rebel fan.
Right.
You know, and they were very big in the 70s and the 80s, and I saw them numerous times at Wembley and loved a lot of, listeners from Judy Teen to Mr. Soft and other songs that they made. And I've told a funny story on that one because they played in Motherwell Theatre, which you'd know well, right? Celtic were playing the same night. I got dropped. I went to the game. I got dropped. I wasn't in the squad, but I had to still travel. Went there and Celtic played. I went into the Motherwell Theatre and watched Steve Harley and Cockney Rebel. Came back out and got back on the coach. Went back to Parkhead.
Brilliant. Fair play.
That's a true story.
Making good use of your time, Cass. I like
yeah,
that.
they were playing there at the Motherwell Theatre.
That was brilliant.
I was so gutted I was dropped. And I saw as we come in, because it's right next to the stadium, isn't it? And I saw it. And it said Steve Harley and Cockney Rebel. And I thought, they're playing at 7:30ish. So I thought, I'm going in there.
Fair play.
Didn't watch the game. All I knew, Celtic won 2-0.
That's brilliant. I had no idea about that. Greatest songs of all time, 8, 10, 89. You can get them into us this morning.
That's mad, isn't it?
Get fined for
I can't get 2 weeks fine. They can fine me 2 weeks money now.
Well, we're going to speak about Celtic now because what a week, Cass.
Yeah.
What a week it's been. Brendan Rodgers fell out with the board. He resigned. Former boss and TalkSport's very own Martin O'Neill then swoops in to take charge on the interim basis with Sean Maloney as his assistant. Celtic owner Dermot Desmond then released a statement after Rodgers resigned, criticising Brendan's handling of the last few months of his tenure, including suggestions that he hadn't been offered a new contract. Desmond went back and categorically denied all of that. When White and Jordan earlier on this week, former Palace owner Simon Jordan said the Celtic chairman was well within his rights to deliver such a scathing assessment.
And I had said, as you know, about a week ago, after Brendan had come out talking about Honda Civics and that sort of nonsense, that if I was in Dermot's shoes, I would have given him a smack, metaphorically. And here's the smack, and here it is, because he's not going to allow Brendan to see the narrative in amongst the fans that are not happy for obvious reasons about the performance of the team, but also not happy with their lack of qualification to the Champions League, which, by the way, was entirely on Brendan and his team, because whether they were given more support or not was incidental. They had a good enough team to beat that pub side, and Brendan has been deflecting for some time now, and Brendan is doing what Brendan does, making it about Brendan, making it about an opportunity for him. He's a very good manager, no one doubts that, but he was given an opportunity to go back to Celtic, and I think they deserve better.
Bit personal.
I've never met Brendan. Obviously, again, going back to Liverpool, when his time there, and I didn't think he covered himself glory at Anfield either in certain stages. Does he produce good teams? Yes, he does. Does he win things? Well, he certainly has at Scotland, and he has a good Leicester team as well. But there's always the but there with Brendan. There's always the but, I feel, that it is self-serving most of the time. And when you hear, obviously, an owner or part owner come out and say so many strong words, Brendan's pushed the boat there. He said, or his comments didn't go down well, certainly with the club. And you could have your problems with not spending and whatever. And, the line, what was it? The car he used? I can't remember. A Honda Civic, yeah. Come on. What do you expect your dressing room are going to think to that? That you're saying your players are more like a Honda Civic, really, aren't you? The dressing room. Yeah? Is that fair?
No, he said, you've given me the keys to Honda Civic, expect me to drive a Ferrari.
Yeah, but that's still referring to the players, because it's meaning you can't buy the better players.
But he was right. I mean, Cass, you've got to look at the recruitment he was given us. It wasn't on.
Yeah, I get that.
Considering the season he'd had before, they didn't back him.
No, and I get that, but that's a thing between you and the club. Okay, but you shouldn't be making that out public to me. That's what I have the issue with. It's like, if you have them, you go into a meeting and you say to me, look, I didn't get what I wanted. This is, obviously, if you look back, this is why. You can explain to them about how it's not been as good as it should have been, how we've gone out the Champions League in the first round tie, you know, in the knockout stages. But to go out and literally, I just feel it just takes it to, it feels like it's more about him than about the ability to be a bit more humble, say what you've got to say to the people when you're in front of them. And when you walk out the door, you act and, you know, and I feel like Brendan doesn't do that. Mm. That's only my personal feeling. I don't know him from Adam, by the way. Yeah. So, you know, but I've always felt that there's been an agenda with Brendan.
Yeah, he did, but he's done a lot for Celtic. And
I don't deny that.
When he left and, you know, went down south for another job, you know, he hurt a lot of fans, but he came back and he continued to win again. And, you know, in the way that he's left the club, you're right. Maybe he said things that he shouldn't have said about players that he's got. Maybe then he lost the dressing room. Maybe he gave up on the players. You know, maybe that was the case. And don't get me wrong.
See, part of coaching, Shebahn, is getting the best out of what you've got.
I completely agree. It's one of the, I think, the major parts of
absolutely.
And I know I've never done it, but it must be part of it.
Yeah, it has to be. I've been in dressing rooms where we've not quite had the manager. You know, we're like, it's a bit more about him than, you know, and producing and making the team a bit better and the harmony and trying to get something going. Sometimes as a manager, you have to dig deep. And then when the time comes, you can replace them players.
Yeah. The fallout has been absolutely incredible, though. Tomorrow it's Celtic Rangers in the League Cup semi-final with Martin O'Neill and then Danny Rowe new at the club, so that's fascinating. And then Hearts still sitting top, 6 points clear of Celtic.
It's great for Scottish football.
Could make it 8
It really is. So that this merry-go-round, what's gone on, and Hearts leading, it really has. It's creating a lot of interest in the SPL for me.
Absolutely,
it's needed.
It's crazy. It's crazy. We're going to talk more about Hearts and their situation a little bit later on today. And don't forget, live on TalkSport 2 tomorrow, we've got updates from Celtic and Rangers from the Scottish League Cup final as well, semi-final, sorry. And here's what's coming up for you on TalkSport today. After us, Max and Charlie are here with a warm-up from 10 through to 1, and then it's Adrian Durham on GameDay Live with all of the goals as they go in from all around. And we've got over on TalkSport 2 live championship clashes for you. Leicester Blackburn at 12:30. Watford take on Middlesbrough at 3. And then the GameDay phone-in from 5:30 with Jamie O'Hara and Rory Minerals Jennings will be here taking your calls. They're also keeping their eyes on Spurs versus Chelsea. And then live on TalkSport 8 o'clock tonight, Liverpool against Aston Villa. You can download the TalkSport app, take us anywhere with you across the day. Coming up next, we're going to get into the first round of the FA Cup and speak to a Brackley fan as they host Notts County live on TalkSport 2.
you want.
Yeah, banger.
It's just a happy song, isn't it?
It's a great song. Yeah, fair enough. I will absolutely take that from you.
From a miserable git.
Yeah. This is the key, guys, to make him smile. Just play this song. That's exactly what it says on the tin, Cass.
I was talking about Steve Harley. I met him in real life. He was sort of my hero, and I bumped into him sick up High Street. And I was playing for Millwall, and he was a Millwall fan. He was born in Deptford, and he didn't know I was a Millwall player, but I did have my tracksuit, and I said hello, and I saw him in Wembley. And said how good, and he just custard pied me. It was awkward. It was just so awkward.
No.
But there is a but to that. Years later, he was actually on TalkSport. I don't know if it was with Danny Kelly, but he was on TalkSport, and he talked about Millwall's all-time team, and he named me and Sheringham in the forward line. And I was working here at the time. I remember thinking
he just must not have. He must have.
No, he didn't know. But he didn't. He openly admitted that he didn't particularly like people. Honestly. I listened to him on a radio show once, and he said, I find it very difficult with people.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, to be famous and then be approached.
Yeah.
Probably thinking,
yeah.
Jog on, mate. And
that happens, but afterwards I understood it. When I heard him say that, I thought, well, I get it now.
Yeah.
Not everybody gets on with everyone, do they?
Yeah.
Or they just don't like people, which he said, I love animals way more than people.
Yeah. You get that way sometimes, don't you? I suppose. But I like people still. If you could like me, that would be great.
Yeah.
You listen to Weekend Breakfast here on TalkSport. Shebahn Aherne and former Chelsea striker Tony Cascarino. Some of your other headlines, by the way, from the weekend: Cass League 1, Luton Town survived a scare to beat National League side Forest Green Rovers 4-3 in the FA Cup first round. World number 1 Arena Sabalenka has asked the Grand Slams to come to the table as the leading stars ramp up the pressure over their calls for increased prize money and greater player welfare. And a Kiefer Moore hat-trick ended Cov's unbeaten start to the season in a dramatic 3-2 victory. And here's how it all sounded here on TalkSport.
It is Halloween, and certainly so far this campaign for Coventry City has been all about the treats and plenty of left-footed ball swung in. Are we trying to find Mason Clark on the arrival? And what a finish from Efren Mason Clark, as easy as that for Coventry City.
As we've said a lot this season, Coventry go one up.
Here's Windass inside the box, and Kiefer Moore with the equalising goal for Wrexham from 6 yards out. Windass right for the ball towards the back post. Kiefer Moore with the header, and Kiefer Moore has scored. It's a double for Kiefer Moore on the night, and Wrexham have turned this round. Here's Windass inside the box. Kiefer Moore with a chance. Kiefer Moore hat-trick for Wrexham, and it's going to be the Dragons that down the Sky Blues. Sakamoto's there. Sakamoto pulls one back for Coventry City. Advantage played, and Sakamoto strikes again, and maybe this isn't over.
Maybe a twist in this tale.
And there is the final whistle. It's been a horror of a night for Coventry City. Wrexham 3, Coventry City 2.
You wondered when, if it were going to happen, and Halloween was a bit of a scary one for Coventry, eh?
Yeah, and a hell of a game.
Yeah.
And fair play to Wrexham. Thought they were really good. Coventry got the lead, and there was, 1-0 up, and there was a moment in the game. You know, when you see a moment, you think, oh, a little bit of a change might happen here. Was when Luke Wolfrenden, I thought it's Wolfrenden, got in a little bit of a tit for tat with Kiefer Moore at 1-0. And there was, and to be fair, Kiefer Moore kept his head. Like, they both did really. They both got carded, a yellow card. It was a bit of a change in momentum after that. And then Kiefer Moore gets an hat-trick in it felt like no time. And led the line brilliantly. Coventry got back into it at 3-2, but wow, Wrexham, that's the best I've seen Wrexham.
Yeah.
I've seen them probably 3 times this season. I thought they played really well last night.
Coventry still top of the table on 28 points. Borough are away today at Watford.
It's good, the Championship, Shebahn.
Well, it's really...
The Championship
really
this year, it looks like it's going to be a lot of Millwall up there now. You've obviously seen Coventry and Borough. and others. It feels like it's going to be a really open championship this year.
Absolutely. You've got 2 more games from the Champ live for you today over on TalkSport 2. Leicester take on Blackburn 12:30, and then Watford Middlesbrough live for you at 3 o'clock. And it's also the FA Cup first round weekend, and it's time now for this. So usually we're on the road on the supporters' buses with the fans at this time, and there's usually a dodgy signal involved somewhere bouncing around the M6. But today we're closer to home because we're going to speak to a Brackley fan ahead of their massive FA Cup tie with Notts County. Brackley are in the National League, a division below Notts County, and desperate for a giant killing today over on TalkSport 2. Can they cause a big upset? We can speak to Brackley fan Will Grashoff now. Good morning, Will.
I will.
Morning. How you doing? Morning.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, nice to see you. Nice to see you. You all set for this one?
Yeah, I'm buzzing. I literally can't wait. I've hardly slept, to be honest with you, because I'm so excited. So, yeah.
What, for the show or for the match today?
Yeah, oh, yeah, for the show, yeah.
So, come on, tell us about Brackley Town, because the FA Cup means so much to teams, obviously from different levels in football, and loads of them, you know, if they make a bit of money and get some great results along the way.
Yeah, do you know what? We're a small town, right? So it's just completely taken over the entire town in terms of excitement and like people getting behind the team. And yeah, obviously financially it can be super lucrative for us. But it's just another stage of putting us on the footballing map. And we obviously won the National League North last year and got promoted. So, you know, getting as far as we can in the FA Cup will be another massive achievement for us.
Struggling at the minute, though, in terms of form, Brackley. I mean, honestly, it's been a tough old time, has it?
Look, we've gone up a level, and you know it's a lot harder than it was last year, admittedly. But we've played really well. We've not had a game at all where we've been outplayed or we've been thrashed. We've held our own in every game, and I'll be honest, we've been unlucky to lose some of those games. You know, Southend last week, they scored in the 95th and 98th minute. So we've really held our own. So they won't be scared or won't be worried about Notts County at all.
Yeah. So what tier are Brackley in? Because, I mean, I do know down to... Is it the National League South?
No, National League. So
no, they're actually in the... So you must have got promoted in the last few years then.
Yeah, we won the league last year.
Right,
so we had about 6 years in a row where we lost in the playoffs. So the only way we were ever going to go up is by winning the league. So yeah, last year we finally did it, like very much unexpected on the final day. So yeah, we're gone up into the National League.
Talk to us about all of you heading out today. Is this like a massive day out then, FA Cup days with you and the troops?
Yeah, I've got a beer just to the side of this, so you know I'll probably start.
You have the beers already, you madman!
No, I won't. I want to remember it. So yeah, look, there's so many people will be down there today, and it's a real community club as well. So you know, you see so many faces that you like and you've got to know over the years. So everyone will come together and have a really good time and hopefully celebrate a giant killing.
Yeah. Tell us the infrastructure, Will, Brackley, because, I mean, I've seen Bromley, which is my local team, and they had a game at Newcastle, took a good few last year to the game in the Cup. Tell us about Brackley, sort of your attendances, your fan base, and, you know, just because it's not far from Northamptonshire, is it? It sort of comes under Northamptonshire, right. Brackley.
That's it. So it's South Northampton, so it's right at the bottom of the county, right on the border of Oxfordshire. But look, we're a community club, so nearly everybody at the club is volunteers. We punch massively above our weight in terms of what we do. But actually, we're really lucky to have a really nice ground and good facility. So every set of away fans who come down, like, get treated really well. And it's nice, it's, you know, pleasant. We've probably average attendance this year is just over 1,000, which, again, when you bear in mind our whole town is like 15,000 population, so it's good. Like it's a really good amount of people coming in. But like I say, we're a volunteer-run club. I volunteer down there. I love it. I give the club countless hours. So yeah, it's a small club, but with, you know, very big ambitions and very much punching above our weight.
Good for you, Will. That's great to hear that you volunteer and do all that for your club. That's brilliant.
Thank you.
Oh, very, very good. I like to hear things like that.
Better ask the result today. What are you up
Yeah, well, I think we'll win today. I think we win. I think there's a big giant kill in here. I think they'll underestimate us a little bit, and we're genuinely really good. I know I'm biased, but we're really, really good. So I think we'll win.
Any names of any ex-pros? Because you always get, with the National League, you always get players dropping down. Have you got any in your present team?
We've got a few players who'll be quite well known. So Scott Pollock, who used to play for #United, he's quite famous. Then we've got Jack Price. Jack Price used to play for Wolves, and then more recently over in the States. He's very, very good. We've got Michael Nottingham as well. So we've got a few, but we're more about cohesion in a team rather than big names. So it's not like we've gone after some old ex-pro and just for the sake of having them in. We've got to create a really good squad and a really, really good team.
Well, enjoy today. Fingers crossed for you. We'll be thinking of you. We'll be listening over on TalkSport too. Against Notts County today. Good luck to Brackley. Thank you, Will Grassall, for your time.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Thank you. Come on, you Saints. Thank you.
We'll see you very, very soon. That's live for you on TalkSport 2 this afternoon, 5:30. Download the TalkSport app. You can swipe across there for that commentary, or stay with GameDay Live with Adrian Durham from 1 o'clock here on TalkSport. And you can get all of the latest in terms of goals as they go in from all over today. A reminder, it's also the third ODI between England and New Zealand this morning. That is currently live over on TalkSport 2. Coming up next, we'll get into today's back pages. You're listening to Weekend Sports Breakfast here on TalkSport. Morning.
Hello and welcome to TalkSport Goals. We've been taking you through what should be another busy day of football. Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology. How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it, Biggs.
Good morning. Welcome to Weekend Sports Breakfast here on TalkSport. Shebahn Aherne and Bromley's finest, Tony Cascarino.
Yeah.
Madonna.
Yeah.
Like a Prayer. PJ in Bristol saying favourite song of all time, best song of all time is Match.
Yeah, I think it's a good song.
It's up there.
Well, yeah, it's a great song. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's great all time, but then, you know, that's a very short list, isn't it? If I said to you, what's your greatest song? What would you go for?
Oh, no, you'll dislike me a lot.
Oh, go on.
You already dislike me, so I don't want to... I don't want to push your buttons.
Well, don't just tell me what your favourite song is.
The greatest song of all time? I don't even know if I could... This is weird, but I was driving the other day and Aerosmith, Don't Want to Miss a Thing was on, and I was like, what a great song.
Yeah.
Like, always a great song. But I
thought he was going to go Simple Minds or something like that.
Nah, I like Simple Minds, but... You know, if I needed to, you can let us know. 8, 10, 89. Great songs of all time.
Sam's
here. Sam, any suggestions?
Greatest song of all time. I mean, Bohemian Rhapsody is the one that always tops the lists, isn't it? That's the one that everyone always says. I would say, I like, what about Living on a Prayer?
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Is that up there? That's up there. It's always played, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bit of Bon Jovi.
Sweet Child of Mine.
Sweet Child of Mine, yeah.
It's always going to be in there. Hey Jude. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's usually like anthemic ones that last about 7 minutes, isn't it? They're all really super long.
Anthemic.
It's
a big word.
Yeah. Sorry, I bringing the tone up.
You threw me.
Now, last night, I had a bit of fun last night, you know, Halloween. I wasn't actually having a Halloween party.
All right.
But did you know that I, along with the little Stewie here, went along to some Mexican wrestling over at York Hall? Didn't get back till late. Honestly,
Mexican
wrestling, yeah. They call it Lucha Libre, right? It was over at York Hall, Bethnal Green.
They wear the masks.
They wear the masks.
Yeah.
They wear all the big, regalia and the big costumes and everything. It was great. It was perfect for Halloween. There was everyone dressed up. You wouldn't recognise them. You know, it was just like walking around the town. People with these masks and
Pure
stuff.
escapism, isn't it?
Escapism, yeah.
Stuff like that.
It's massive in Mexico, you know. It's almost treated like a proper art form, unlike over here where everyone sort of mocks it and derides it for being sort of scripted rubbish.
Getting fights on a Saturday night.
Yeah, that's it. But over there, it's great. Yeah. So that was my Halloween anyway.
Mexico. Okay, looking at the back page of Sam, you're going to go through these with us. Back page of the Sun and the Times this morning. A lot of focus on Arne Slot. Inside the pages, what have you got?
Yeah, so there's loads of interesting stories around this morning from the Saturday papers. Lots of kind of analysis pieces, as there usually is on a Saturday morning. We'll start with the one in the Times, Cass. You spotted this as well. Passing out, long ball in, the seismic style shift. This is Gregor Robertson, a friend of yours from the Times. Is this season shaping up to be the season of the set play, says Gregor. 28% of Premier League goals have arrived from corners, free kicks or throw-ins this season. The highest proportion since 2009-10. 11 of the 16 goals scored by the league leaders Arsenal have come from non-penalty set pieces, a weapon which, coupled with the potentially record-breaking defence, may well deliver Mikel Arteta's team the Premier League title. Also talking about how 7 teams in the top 4 of their respective leagues are averaging less than 50% possession, including sort of Sunderland, who are 17th. They've only had 42% possession. And there's also a bit on how many long throws there have been in the league this season compared to other seasons. 4.2 on average long throws into penalty area per game, which is about 3 more than other seasons where it averages anywhere between 1.5 and 2.
Yeah.
It's obviously a massive stylistic shift, Cass.
Yeah, there's been a window change. There certainly has. And also one that hasn't got... well, it is in the piece, is the goal kicks. Going direct with the goal kicks. Mm-hmm. You know, which a lot more teams are doing now as well. And incidentally, Sam, in the Telegraph as well, Rice is the set-piece king of Europe, and it all come about by accident.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. But it's Declan Rice. Apparently, by chance, he was discovered as the set-piece man, because he mainly takes off the left, doesn't he?
Yes.
And Saka will probably do the right side. But his numbers are nearly just as close as Beckham's from set-piece.
His set-piece delivery is absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? And now he's added free kicks to his Arsenal as well, as we saw last season. Not too many of those, but his corners are... They're almost as good as a goal at times, aren't they?
Well, I think I'd like to pay a little bit of, give a bit of a tribute to Saliba and Gabriel as well, who are getting it in the back of the net.
Yeah.
Because, yes, the delivery's great, but, them two are a handful, aren't they?
Got to finish it off, haven't you? We're seeing a lot of that now this season, aren't we? We're seeing a lot of goals from defenders, and Van de Ven scored twice last week for Spurs. So
yeah.
A lot of... I guess it's a mark of corners and set pieces being so important, isn't it?
Well, Declan Rice's best asset on the set piece is that he whips them in with pace, and he's powerful. They come in with such speed. They only needs that little flick, and if that flick goes obviously in the right direction, the goalkeeper's got no chance.
Yeah.
And that's what Declan does really well.
Should we move on?
Yep,
let's do it.
Other interesting stories around this morning. I wanted to ask you a little bit about talking about one of the top managers in the country, Andoni Iraola, Cass. A bit interesting piece on him this morning in the papers, in the Star. Iraola calls title talk like old fox Claudio. And Andoni Iraola has followed the Claudio Ranieri script by insisting second place Bournemouth are not title contenders. Let's start with that question. Are Bournemouth title contenders?
Well, I said to you last week on air, when I watched them at Palace, and for 60 minutes, they were the best team I've seen all season.
Right.
For 60 minutes. I just don't think they've got the squad and the depth within Bournemouth to keep it going. But can they surprise teams? Absolutely. Bournemouth are so dangerous when they play. They're high intensity, great passing. Just the movement of their team is a joy to watch. No team beats up Palace. Well, I'm telling you, at Selhurst Park for an hour, I know the game ended up 3-3. For an hour, Palace couldn't get to grips with Bournemouth.
Yeah, it's
and Palace are a really, really good team.
They play Man City away tomorrow, looking for a first ever win at the Etihad. He was asked, Iraola, if they win, whether that changes their priorities. He says, no, our goal is not going to change because of one result, and we don't know where we're going to finish. But let me ask you, Cass, do you think that Iraola is at the moment the obvious potential successor to Pep, should Pep eventually leave Man City?
Well, he's one of the ones, of course, what he's achieved and the playing style and the quality of player that they've clearly improved. So many of them have I've watched Justin Kluivert become a much better player than I saw him years ago, and other times. He's another player that's excelled. They've done this with Evan Nielsen. They've done that. He's not been available because of injury. They've sold players in the summer, so you have to give him, like we gave Glasner, a lot of credit for how well he's done as well.
You like Iraola, Shebahn?
Yeah, I mean, what a job he's doing. Are they title contenders? I think they're there and thereabouts at the moment. They're sitting there in the table, but as Cass mentioned, I don't know if they've got the squad.
Yeah.
Like Forest last year, they were so impressive, weren't they, to be in the position that we're in, but could they go all the way?
You asked Tottenham fans as well when they played Tottenham earlier in the season.
Yeah, schooled them, didn't they?
Wow.
Yeah.
It was like, they are frightening when they're on.
No European football, so they could avoid injury, so we'll see how far they can get.
Yeah. Huge difference.
And lastly, I just want to bring your attention to this story in the Sun this morning. Troy Deeney's done a piece on Spurs and Chelsea, of course, played today at 5:30. Chelsea and Tottenham are two historically great clubs, he says, TalkSport's own, of course. But it's clear right now that they are not in trying to build winning teams. Instead, they're too focused on building their brand. They're becoming PRFC. Do you know what really the younger generation really likes watching? A team that wins, he says. That's why Man United and Liverpool remain popular. I find myself watching Chelsea and Spurs and thinking, what's the goal? What are you trying to do? And does anyone even care this weekend that they are playing? Does anyone care about Spurs against Chelsea?
Well, Chelsea fans and Spurs fans care because they don't like each other.
Absolutely.
Most people associate the most toxic derby in North London is obviously Arsenal-Tottenham. I'd say it's every bit up there with Chelsea-Tottenham. It's exactly the same. And some Chelsea fans might say they certainly dislike Tottenham more than they dislike Arsenal, but it's a very toxic derby.
Some have said that this can be the most entertaining game in the Premier League. I mean, we've seen crazy games with red cards with that Ange Postecoglou season when Chelsea won 4-1 and there was loads of red cards.
Didn't they? Yeah.
I was watching, because I'm a bit of a sadder, but I was watching last night, 1975, Spurs playing Chelsea.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 2-0 to Spurs. Pitch was terrible, 50-odd thousand in the ground. Ray Wilkins is playing, God bless him, Ray. Oh. He was out there and a few others, But 1975, and watch it. When you get intrigued because you look at the game and think, I hadn't started playing by then, but I was just thinking of the when football was on at a different time and what it was like. But the atmosphere was amazing.
You're so dedicated to your craft.
No, it wasn't. It just happened to be on. There's a few players I knew who ended, when I first started, they were ending their careers.
5:30 is this game tonight. Spurs against Chelsea. All the updates coming for you here on TalkSport. GameDay live with Adrian Dunham going around the grounds. All of the goals as they go in from 1 o'clock this afternoon as well. Coming up next on Weekend Breakfast, we're going to speak to a lad who's been on an unbelievable journey across the country. We'll do it next.
The Premier League's profit and sustainability rules are sold to us as financial fair play, a way to keep clubs from going bust. But there are those who feel it's starting to look a lot like a system that protects the big boys and keeps the rest in their lane. Here's how it works and why people feel that way. So clubs can only lose 105 million quid over 3 years, which sounds fair, but here's the kicker. Your limit includes how much you earn. So if you're one of the traditional top 6, you've got massive global revenue streams and you can spend way more while still technically following the rules. Meanwhile, ambitious clubs who've got money like Newcastle, Villa or Forest, well, they're bringing a knife to a gunfight. Newcastle might be backed by Saudi billions, but they just can't splurge the cash. Their commercial income isn't there yet. Want to buy world-class talent? Well, PSR says to them, your owner might have the money, but you're not making enough in shirt sales in Asia for that. The Magpies won their first domestic trophy since 1955, qualified for the Champions League, which you'd think would be a great springboard for them to go on and start building a team to challenge at the top. But because of PSR restraints, they couldn't break their wage structure for a new Alexander Isak contract, and look what's happened there. Nottingham Forest tried to invest to survive, they did that, but they got punished anyway. Meanwhile, clubs like Spurs, until last season, hadn't won a trophy in over 18 years, but because they rake in cash from the new stadium, they get a much bigger PSR allowance than a newly promoted club who are just trying to stay up. And let's not forget the loopholes these big boys are exploiting. Chelsea found the trick with those long contracts, selling the women's team. City are masters of related party sponsorships. Etihad this, Etisalat that, all within the rules, and fair play to them for capitalising on those opportunities. But what about the smaller clubs? They don't have that luxury. Now look, financial sustainability matters. Nobody wants another Bury or Morecambe situation. But there's increasing concern that rather than levelling the playing field, the current rules cement the existing hierarchy. So what's the solution? We'll either loosen the reins so ambitious clubs can spend within their means, or cap spending based on something other than revenue. Otherwise, we're just watching the same 6 teams swapping silverware most seasons while the rest play musical chairs for 7th. And that, folks, ain't what the Premier League was built on.
Good morning, you're listening to Weekend Sports Breakfast here on TalkSport. It's Shebahn Aherne and Millwall Hall of Famer Tony Cascarino.
Good morning.
Huge day ahead for you in the Premier League. There's a big game tonight as underperforming Liverpool host Aston Villa, live for you here on TalkSport. And ahead of the clash, Liverpool manager Arne Slot admitted that despite a tough run of results, he's refusing to look for excuses.
Speaking about what we have to improve, people then tell me I'm using excuses. So maybe it's better now just to say we need to address certain things.
The game is live for you here on TalkSport at 8 o'clock tonight, and it's a huge London derby as well this evening. Spurs take on Chelsea, and Spurs manager Thomas Frank said he hoped his side can replicate their impressive away form on home soil.
I'm quite convinced that we've seen the end of the season that we would have had a good home form, but it's up to us to change it around.
So that one's at 5:30. We'll keep you posted on that one here on TalkSport. And at the other end of the table, it could be a potential relegation battle as Fulham face Wolves at Craven Cottage, and Fulham manager Marco Silva said that it's a must-win game for his side.
I was disappointing, of course we have to be, but the main thing, we have to know why we win games or we lose games. That is the main thing. It's my job to make them to understand and to work with them in things that they are important for us.
All ahead for you today. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on TalkSport. Big games ahead today. 3 o'clock kickoffs cast. You've got Brighton Leeds, Burnley Arsenal, Palace Brentford, Fulham Wolves, Forest Man United, Spurs Chelsea then's at 5:30, and Liverpool Aston Villa 8 o'clock. Two more games tomorrow as well. West Ham Newcastle's at 2 o'clock, Man City Bournemouth at 4:30. But let's talk about Brighton versus Leeds, shall we? 3 o'clock today at the Amex. Brighton lost to Man United 4-2 last week despite a spirited second half performance, almost coming away with a point. Almost. Leeds defeated West Ham 2-1 at Elland Road. And speaking to TalkSport's Ian Abrahams, Brighton manager Fabian Hertzler said he hopes his side can bounce back after back-to-back defeats.
We have to understand that it's not only about attacking, we have to keep the clean sheet, and if you don't keep the clean sheet, you can't win it. I have to analyze it. We have to understand how these things can happen. Of course, like, you can't judge the players by not scoring. In the end, everyone wants to score, but yeah, it's a frustrating night again. But the positive thing is we have another opportunity at the weekend.
Brighton now 13th in the table, Cass, after that result against Manchester United. How'd you see this one going for them today?
Well, I think Brighton are at full strength, which is a big plus. So, you'd have Reuter up alongside Welbeck up front. They can be an handful. Dunk back in at the centre half alongside Van Heck. Brighton are a good side, but the last couple of defeats have been a little bit concerning for them because the Amex has been a fortress for them over the years. They've got some really big results, and we've seen them. We've seen them play some good sides and get results. Leeds being promoted again, going down to the Amex. I fancy Brighton, but I do think Leeds again showed that under Daniel Farker, they're a lot different from the Leeds that have been promoted before.
Yeah.
They're a lot better side than that now. So I think it'd be a great game. Yeah. Brighton's always a good watch.
No, yeah, you're right. Actually, I think it's a fascinating game. All the updates coming for you on GameDay Live here this afternoon with Adrian Durham on TalkSport. Now, have you ever challenged yourself to the extreme for charity? You might have seen this young man on social media, on TikTok or on Instagram. His name on social media is King Raphael. And over the last month, he's travelled from John O'Groats all the way to Dover on a handmade wooden bike. It's just an absolutely amazing story. Have a listen to this.
I've come from John O'Groats and going to Dover. Yeah, not too bad.
Proper, isn't it? Yeah. That's the job, isn't it?
That's nice.
Thank you.
Ah.
Hi, guy. Yeah.
Hi.
Sick, nice.
Thank you.
Finally made it to London.
Oh, yeah, I have, yeah.
Yeah, nice. Just from one end of the country to the other.
Yeah, go ahead. Cheers. That way, yeah? All right, no worries.
Nice one. When you're getting ready for this, like that. Did you hurt yourself?
All over social media documenting his whole journey from John O'Groats as he made his way to Dover. And pleased to say that King Raphael, also known by his real name as Kidius Tessera, joins us now. Good morning, Kidius. How are you?
Good morning. How are
Hi,
you doing?
Kidius.
This is an amazing story. I mean, did you make this wooden bike by yourself?
Yes, I did. I made it in a community hackspace in Leeds.
Right. So, what was the idea? Why wood?
Well, there's a lot of reasons. I think wood is obviously the most accessible thing that I had around me. I wanted to use whatever I had around me, and then the hackspace there was a lot of scrap wood. But also, I'm Ethiopian, and there's a lot of excuse that back home about not making things because we don't have the raw material. So I was hoping to inspire people to make things out of anything they could. And a lot of people didn't trust the wooden bike. Forget about traveling 800 miles. They didn't trust that it would move. You'd travel a mile. So going on that journey, it was me. Fighting against that.
Wow, that sounds crazy to me because 800 mile on a wooden bike, and there must have been incredible challenges, not just the distance, but the weather and, like you're saying, a wooden bike.
Yeah. So I had the first thing. The first issue that I had was with the chains. You'd be surprised it wasn't with the wood. The chains blew up first in a place called it's between Newcastle and Alnwick. And then so I was with a friend called Kyle who joined me in Coldingham to travel. He was with me for 4 days. He was traveling with me. He was on a bike as well. So basically, after the chain blew up, we asked someone to give us a lift to Alnwick to get the chain fixed. So I hitchhiked it back 6 miles to Alnwick, got it fixed for free. They didn't make me pay, and then hitchhiked it back to where I stopped. With some people who offered to give me a ride.
And I mean, honestly, it's quite incredible that you made it actually happen. And you've obviously had mishaps along the way with the bike, but so many people supported you along the way as well, including elderly people, because you did this for Age UK. What's the importance of the charity to you?
So it wasn't for charity at the start. It was my own personal journey. As I said, I was trying to, prove people wrong. But I think it kind of felt meaningless to keep going without, a lot of people are telling me, is this for charity?
Yeah.
It's good for charity as well, but I didn't have enough reason and cause. But while I was in Scotland, I survived off of people. I didn't take a lot of money with me. I was just relying on people, because there's so many like massive stretches of miles where I wouldn't be able to buy anything, even if I had, you know, enough money to treat myself in any way. So I had to rely on people. I literally would knock on people's door and ask for something, for anything, for cookies, biscuits, whatever. And obviously not all of them, but some of the people that really, you know, kind of warmed my heart were older people. And when I crossed the Scottish border and people were telling me to do it for charity, I decided I was going to do it for something, for the people who helped me out on the way.
Sweet.
Somehow, you know, find a way to give back. Yeah.
How many days did it take you, Kiddis?
So the riding was a month and a half. However, the whole journey was 2 months and a half.
Wow.
Your bum must be in bits. That's all I'm thinking about. Because that journey on a saddle is
splinters.
Yeah, proper splinters, Kiddis.
At some point, I did name the bike Splinter 001.
Oh dear! I saw on the handlebars you got like the horns, weren't you?
Like
you designed them as horns, yeah?
No. So the bike didn't have any antlers on when I started the journey.
Oh right, okay.
There's just past Betty Hill at the northern tip of Scotland. There's a place called Annacobin or something. There's a farm there, and I stayed on the farmer's land that night. And the next morning, before I went back on the journey, I was speaking to the farmer. He was just showing me around, and I saw the antlers. I was like, what are those? Why are they here? And he tells me, you know, the deers, they cast it off of themselves and they just leave it and they collect it and they sell it for £1 in the market. And I offered, like, I'll give you £5, I'll give you £10. He said, no, you can just have it. And then I just took 2 and I put it on and gave us so much life.
Yeah, it's an amazing story. Listen, fair play to you to just challenge yourself. I mean, honestly, you're a good man. I couldn't think of anything worse. But the fact that you were able to build that bike with your own hands and do that journey is absolutely commendable. Well done, sir.
Yeah, you must be really proud of yourself. Well done, kiddies.
Cheers, appreciate it.
Thank you so much for coming on. What a lovely lad. By the way, you can donate on PayPal as well. PayPal.com/it's Kiddis if you want to donate to that. I mean, amazing, he's gone fully viral for it as well.
I know, and it's, you know, I was just watching him there, you know, on our monitor, and he's like big smile and, you know, a challenge. You know, most of us, you're doing it for a great cause in the end, and he didn't start with that idea, but he's gone to it. So, you know, fair play to him.
Fair play indeed. Right, it's competition time now, and it's our biggest one yet. Time's running out for you to win £100,000 completely tax-free as well. If you're the lucky winner, you'll get the call this Thursday. You'll be heading into TalkSport Towers on Thursday the 13th of November to play for life-changing cash amount of money. Here's how you can enter. Good luck.
18 plus UK excluding Northern Ireland. For a chance to win, text the word cash to 83338 and you're in the draw. Text costs £2 plus 1 standard network rate message. You must have the bill payer's permission, or you can enter for free by calling 0330 880 3338. All entries must be received by the 6th of November at 4 p.m. This is a TalkSport limited promotion run on TalkSport, Talk and Virgin Radio UK stations. Full terms and conditions at talksport.com.
My bum's sore thinking about it. It's beautiful.
Oh, I know. But bike riding is really tough. You know, even if you're on a normal bike and they go speeds, it's still really sore.
I mean, it's early enough to talk about this, but apparently it's worse as well for men because of...
Yeah, obvious, yeah.
So...
You don't have to do the sign language.
If you're watching on the smart TV, it's harder for men because of the... Okay. You listen to Weekend Breakfast. Get the kettle on. Coming up next, it's Cappuccino with Tony Cascarino.
and welcome to TalkSport Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football. Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology. How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Bicycle, bicycle. I want to ride my bicycle, bicycle, bicycle.
Good morning. You're listening to Weekend Sports Breakfast here on TalkSport. We're live on the Smart TV. We're on the YouTube channel as well. If you want to watch along, you can do so. This morning, Shebahn Aherne and former Nancy striker Tony Cascarino bike riding for the lad Case who went across the country on a wooden bike. When was the last time you were on a bike, Cass?
Oh.
Not an exercise bike?
No, I'd probably say about 10 years ago. When I was living in Hitchin. I was, which is not too far from you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was probably about 10 years ago. And I was considering getting a bike because there's a lot of lanes around there, isn't there?
Yeah.
That neck of the woods. St Albans come Hitchin.
Did you hear Angelina Kelly, TalkSport's very own?
Yeah, I know.
She doesn't know how to ride a bike. Her mum never taught her?
No.
Yeah, she can't ride a bike.
Yeah.
No, we should teach her. We should teach her, actually. Let's put that on our list of
It's
things.
quite an easy one to just get on and you pick it up pretty quickly. Don't you?
Yeah, my daughter got the hang of it really quickly.
And you can go to these bike places now, which are open.
Yeah.
You can literally get on a bike and practice.
Yeah. I've been asked to do a charity bike ride next September.
How far?
3 days,
Right.
100 miles a day,
Oh.
a 1,500 metre incline.
The preparation for that you're going to need to do. That's a tough gig.
Thought of it is making me go, I could vomit.
Yeah. Well, Ali's done one, hasn't he? Ali's done the bike rides.
I actually text Ali about it.
Yeah.
Shockeroonie, he never texts me back. But yeah, I mean,
Custard pie by Ali McCoy. The long list.
every time.
I don't even dare to phone Ali in case he custard pies me.
Oh no, honestly, it was embarrassing, but I'll pull him up for it later.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, fair play to young Case. That's an absolute achievement, that. Right, it's time now for your morning coffee. Stick the kettle on. Let's do a bit of this.
A cappuccino with Cascarino on the Weekend Sports Breakfast. I say.
Story time with Tony Cascarino. Enjoying your cappuccino this week. You want to talk about the Arsenal legend who nearly ended your career.
Yes, but not in the reasons you'd think. I'm 36 years old and I'm at Nancy, which is the northeast of France, not too far from Luxembourg. And we played Monaco away.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Henri would have been probably about 19 at the time, but I'd gone down to Monaco with the team because in France you flew everywhere. You know, a lot of the games, not everywhere, because there were some local games. If you look at Nancy, Metz were the big derby for them. But generally, because of France's size, we'd fly everywhere. So we fly down to Monaco, we played a game, and I talked to you last week about my position on set pieces was near post, corners, defended. So I always would be on the near post. And Henri played left wing for Monaco at that particular time. He'd only just, probably played a few games, but he hadn't long been in the Monaco team. And I'm at the near post, and we're defending a corner, and it gets whipped in, and I get a header, clear it, and I get great distance. And as we defend with Nancy, we all squeezed up and got beyond the 18-yard box. We'd try and get like 5 or 6 yards higher than the 18-yard box. And we're all squeezed up. So I get the distance on the header, and I get left in the right back position. And as the midfielder gets on the ball, I can see out the corner of my right eye, I can see Henri about 7 yards. I've got about 7 yards on him, and immediately think, don't chip it behind behind me. Yeah. Over my head and behind me into the corner. And this midfielder does the perfect looping ball. And I turn and go to chase. And I think I've got and it must be about 10 yards to go to get to the ball. I think I've got about 6 yards on Henri.
Yeah.
He beats me to the ball. It was like, what the hell was that? literally, I'm running, and I'm 36, but I wasn't slow when I was in the younger day. I'd obviously lost a half a yard by then. But this gust of wind comes past me, flies past me, and literally, I'm gone. Wow. And we ended up losing 3-0. So I go back to Nancy, and because you fly, and we played at 8 o'clock at night in France, so you'd normally leave from the airport in Monaco. You'd normally leave, well, there isn't an airport there. You have to go to Nice airport, but you'd normally leave about 11:30, 12 o'clock, and you get back at Nancy at 1:30 in the morning.
Right.
So I went back home, and we were training the next day, and I went to bed, I couldn't sleep. And I knew the trainer, the coach, Laszlo Bologna, who was my coach, would be at the training ground. So I went up early at 6 o'clock in the morning to the training ground. Couldn't sleep at all. Thinking about this 3-0 defeat, and I'm done. It was the Jamie Carragher moment that he experienced with Henry. Yeah. And I'm 36 thinking, I can't carry on. That was embarrassing. Go in to sit down and see the coach, and we start talking, and I'm telling him, like, maybe I should call it a day, And he went, are you crazy? And he said, he's the quickest player in France, and maybe one of the quickest players in the world. Like, I'm not expecting you to beat him in a foot race. Yeah. And I'm thinking, I need to retire. He convinced me to stay on another year. I did another year after that. But it was that day was, when you come off and you just feel like, you come away and you think, I can't carry on in this game.
Well, the amount of, former pros who say it, they know that day, they know that game, that moment. So that was yours.
Well, Gary Neville spoke about it, but I remember thinking, that's me. And I remember thinking it during the game.
Amazing.
As the game's going, I remember thinking, that's me done. I can't lose that race there. I know he's quick, but my coach persuaded me to forget about that moment, that he'll do that to a lot of other players long down. So when Jamie Carragher got done years later at Arsenal, at Highbury, and Jamie Carragher's probably thinking the same thing, maybe it's time for me to quit.
Amazing.
I think a lot of people probably thought it was time to quit after playing against Henry, especially when he was a winger, even at the centre forward position. But I just wanted to tell that story about my first experience of Henry. He was probably 19, maybe 20. What a flying... look, World Cup 98 was there, and he was part of that. So I knew about him, but I just didn't realise how lightning quick he was.
Wow, and your moment as well, that might be the end of your football career because of Thierry Henry.
Right, it wasn't that... I just felt I got to stop.
Yeah.
Because you can't be... You can beat him by a yard or might lose a yard, but when you're 6 yards over 15 and you've lost the race... And it was literally, Shebahn, it was like a gust of wind. I just remember thinking, what the hell was that as he come flying past me?
That's amazing. Thierry Henry, by the way, casts we saw this week in the TalkSport Daily podcast take over as Flex. Former England striker Darren Bent and sports fashion writer Daniel Yon Miller brought a very special episode as part of Black History Month, discussing the influence of black culture, fashion and football, and what effect it's had on the modern day football, from Ian Wright, Clinton Morrison to Raheem Sterling. Across the years, we've seen so many important black figures in the world of football, but the one that stands out particularly for Flex was the man Thierry Henry, of course, and loads of people would agree with that as well. If you fancy a listen to this, you can tune in now to the TalkSport Daily podcast. It's available now on the TalkSport app. That was Cappuccino with Cascarino. Coming up next, we'll get into the big weekend of Rugby Internationals. morning. This is Weekend Sports Breakfast here on TalkSport. Shebahn Aherne and former Millwall-Chelsea striker Tony Cascarino. Some of your other headlines: Britain's Chantel Cameron has vacated her WBC light welterweight world title in protest at not being able to compete under the same rules as male fighters. More on that at the website, talksport.com. Kiefer Moore's perfect hat-trick helped Wrexham come from behind to inflict a first league defeat of the season on Championship leaders Coventry City. That one finished 3-2 live last night over on TalkSport 2. And this afternoon, league leaders Arsenal will face Burnley with the kick-off at 3 o'clock. Here's our reporter with everything you need to know ahead of the clash at Turf Moor.
I'm Simon Crabtree and I'll be watching Burnley against Arsenal with Troy Deeney at Turf Moor. Burnley looking to build on back-to-back wins but facing their toughest test yet. So can they or anyone stop Arsenal? They've never beaten them at home in their Premier League history. It's Burnley against Arsenal and kick-off is 3 o'clock.
Should be a good one today. Cass, looking forward to this one. I mean, you've been impressed with Burnley so far this season.
Well, they've had the Leeds victory, didn't they? And then they had the Wolves victory away from home, 3-2. They've managed to score goals, which I thought would be a huge challenge for them. Getting goals in the Premier League, but they've managed to do that. I said before, the biggest surprise to me of the one team that stays up will be Burnley, because I just think Scotty Parker's really up against it in many ways, and fair play to him. You know, they've had some decent results, and you know, last year they were a team that didn't concede goals in the Championship at all. Their record was we all knew that they couldn't come in the Premier League and be able to keep as many clean sheets as they did last year. That was an impossible task. But what he has done is the introduction of goals in the team to give them a bit more of a chance.
I don't know if you heard the Premier League All Access podcast from TalkSport this week. It was our chief football correspondent, Alex Crook, and he said that he thinks Wolves and West Ham are feeling that little bit more pressure because of the performances put in by the newly promoted clubs. Do you think they're starting to affect them?
Yeah, absolutely. They're not going to get away with it. There's certain teams last year, and your club was one of them, that got away with it. Tottenham was another. You know, that they could have been even more trouble because all the bottom three that got relegated teams, they were way off it. Their points total was terrible, you know, from Ipswich to you know, Southampton. And they just didn't have enough about them. This year, there are teams that have got a lot more about them, and they've spent wisely and spent big, some of them. You know, Scotty Parker brought in Cole Walker. Yeah. You know, the boy Fleming up front for, you know, Burnley. It's done well. Looks like he'll get a few goals for him. Yeah. You know, he's got a brace the other week. So, yeah, there's a lot of good things happening, and you want it to be as competitive, not just at the top end, but at the bottom end.
Absolutely. We'll see how that one goes today. Burnley against Arsenal, 3 o'clock kick-off. All the updates for you on GameDay Live here on TalkSport from 1:30 with Adrian Durham. And it's time now to get an update on the rugby in partnership with Tenor Men.
Autumn Internationals update on TalkSport with Tenor Men. Keep control.
Yep, Autumn Internationals time. We've got more games ahead for you today. We can speak to a rugby pundit and former England international Topsy Ojo. Good morning, Topsy.
Hi, Topsy.
Morning, Shebahn. Morning, Cass. How you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Thanks, very good to see you.
So tell us what we got to look forward to, because there's loads of big games. We've got Ireland versus New Zealand. You tell us what you'd like to start with.
Yeah, well, that's the big one that kind of ends a massive day of rugby. November comes and it's just internationals everywhere, wall to wall. So you've got Ireland against New Zealand in Chicago tonight, which is a historic fixture. Ireland actually beat New Zealand for the first time in Chicago. So this is a bit of a rematch. To kick off the day, you've got England against Australia as well down the road at the Allianz at Twickenham. So that's going to be another firecracker. And then sandwiched in between, you've got Scotland and USA. So November's a big month for rugby. You know, all the internationals are kind of getting back into it. You get the big Southern Hemisphere teams coming across for their end-of-year tours. So it's, you know, all the stadiums will be packed. The weather changes. You get kind of these actually really good atmospheres, kind of those early evening kickoffs as well, which sets things up quite nicely. And yeah, feel free to put your feet up and watch hours and hours of rugby from about 3 o'clock onwards.
Tell us, Topsy, because Ireland, Andy Farrell, in one of the headlines in the newspapers, Andy Farrell, feeling the heat of age in Ireland, reach a crossroads. Obviously, playing New Zealand is a massive challenge. Would you have the same sentiment as that the age in Ireland team?
It's a fun. It happens to a lot of teams kind of in this period where you're about 18 months out from the next World Cup. You're basically looking for this squad to be the one that you're going to take to that World Cup in Australia in 27. So I know a lot of people have looked at the Ireland squad and said, a lot of that team are 30, 31, 32 and above, which isn't old, but in rugby terms, yes, seems to be old. So teams are wondering why Andy Farrell maybe hasn't made more changes, maybe why he isn't experimenting. I would question why they're questioning Andy Farrell in terms of what he's done for Ireland and how he's built that team up over the while he's been in charge. Of course, what he did with the British and Irish Lions as well. So time will tell. Look, as players, as coaches, you are judged on the results, you're judged on the selection. So at the end of this autumn, once Ireland have played their 4 games, and they've got some biggies as well, they take on South Africa in a couple of weeks as well, and Australia too. We'll know whether Andy was justified in his selection of still sticking with a lot of his kind of senior players, or whether it was time for change, and they'll be looking to do that in the Six Nations in the new year.
Yeah. England, Steve Bothwick's England taking on Australia. It was a difficult summer for them last year, but 7 wins on the spin for England since.
Yeah, England are in a really good place at the minute, and you can tell that based by the selection. There was a lot of toing and froing. Was it going to be George Ford? Was it going to be Finn Smith or Marcus Smith at fly half? George Ford has got the nod, and that position alone has been such a roller coaster the last 12 months. This time a year ago, Marcus Smith was the man in charge. In the Six Nations, it was Finn Smith. Both Smiths went on the Lions tour, which meant George Ford came back in and had an excellent summer tour, and now he's got the shirt. So you hear that phrase, a good problem to have. And yes, you want the best players to pick from in those positions. And Steve has gone with George for today. And I guess that tells you where England are in that, they're in a good place at the minute. They're winning games, they're playing well. They've got good selection options to pick from, not just at fly half, but across the board as well. So the back row looks a bit different today. The centre pairing is very different today as well. But there's an excitement now about the England team in terms of, yes, getting results, but also the style of rugby they're playing. One that maybe won't make the headlines, and I hope it does, is the appointment of Lee Blackett as attack coach. So he went on the tour in the summer and really had an impact on how England played. And Steve has brought him in full time now to really take England's attack to the next level.
Brilliant. And Maro Itoje as well, of course, from captaining the Lions to the win down under. He says he wants to continue to recapture the magic that they had from that tour. How important are these games then, Topsy, for England ahead of the World Cup, and how many people have to kind of make that statement performance?
They're huge because you kind of know the countdown is on. Yes, there's so many test matches between the time the World Cup comes, but you want to put your hand up and make sure that at least if you're not a starter, you are in that 23, because you don't want to be one of the guys outside of that is hoping and praying that you make the cut. So the time is now to kind of put your hand up, especially in these big games. Get used to beating the big teams. So beat Australia, beat Fiji, beat New Zealand and beat Argentina in a row would be huge for England. Last year, they lost 3 out of 4. So completely different. But from that point on, and from the first game of the Six Nations, it's all been wins. So now that they've learned how to win and how to win against big teams, they need to do that consistently, not just at home, but then back that up in the Six Nations as well. So starting today, it's a huge test. Obviously, they haven't had as much preparation time, but let that not be an excuse. Go out and perform, continue that feel-good factor that they had through the summer, and take that through the rest of November.
Topsy, tell us, because Scotland are taking, or Gregor Townsend, Scotland taking on the USA. How decent are the USA? Because obviously rugby isn't their major sport. Have they got a decent enough side?
It's one of those. Everybody looks at America as kind of, this untapped market and, the land of resource and all of that. They haven't quite figured out how they get the best players, the best coaches together and build that consistently. There seems to be a bit too much chopping and changing. So from a Scotland perspective, they should win today. They should win fairly comfortably based on their ambitions and where they want to be as well. That they want to be a more consistent side. And again, you look at the success that some of their players had on the British and Irish Lions tour in the summer. Yeah. They'll be wanting to kickstart their November really, really well, because they've got some bigger fixtures on the horizon too. So again, you play the opposition in front of you. You don't let the USA get into the game because they'll be looking for moments that give them confidence. For Scotland, you're the home side. So you take it away from minute 1 and you make it a painful experience across the 80 minutes.
Yeah, it always feels a funny one to me, Topsy, because it's like, if you want to do some sledging from a Scotland perspective, you should be saying to the American team or the USA side is, you haven't got your pad in now, have you?
Different sport. They look on at us saying, how do you do that without pads? And we say, well, come on to our side. It's not as bad.
Quick word as well on Wales, because it's Steve Tandy in charge today for Wales against Argentina.
Yes, yeah. Again, Welsh rugby, where do you start? I mean, we'd need another hour to kind of get into that. But look, again, they'll be looking to almost rebuild. I know they got a win in the summer, and I think they snapped like an 18-game losing streak. But yeah, it's kind of now this new era for Wales, not just for the international side, but the game as well. The game in Wales is going through some massive overhauls, some really tough choices at the minute. And what they really need is for the Welsh side to step up and perform and just give them something positive to talk about. And Argentina's a huge test. I mean, they're an incredible outfit. You know, they will beat and take on the best in the world. They've just finished in the Rugby Championship where they were in with a shout of winning it at one point. So difficult fixture, but one that Wales desperately need to get over the line to rebuild some momentum in Wales.
Yeah, that's next Sunday. We can look ahead to Wales against Argentina. Topsy, thank you so much for coming on. Enjoy it all today. Get stuck in.
Cheers, Topsy.
You guys, see you soon.
Topsy Ojo there, our former rugby player and expert, of course, on TalkSport. By the way, I'm just seeing as well, Keelan Doris back from injury for Ireland today as well.
Yeah, well, there's a big piece on Andy Farrell, and you know what do you do with an aging squad? You've got a year and a half, like you said. It's a tough one because you've got that blend. You've still got to use people to win games and keep the momentum going.
Yeah, no, that's
you just can't make an overhaul. You can't go complete overhaul.
That'll be a great one today. Ireland, New Zealand,
and
Chicago. Don't forget, we'll bring you all the updates on England, Australia, and both codes of rugby today on TalkSport. The second test of the Rugby League Ashes gets underway at 2:30. Craig Murdoch bringing you all the updates on that before Alfie Reynolds keep you updated with the Union Clash from 3:10. Elsewhere, New Zealand are very close to picking up a whitewash over England in the third ODI. You can listen to the closing stages now over on TalkSport 2. Coming up next, we'll get back to the football. We're going to speak to a Fulham fan and a food challenge expert. This could get messy. Kate Ovens is with us next morning.
Autumn Internationals update on TalkSport with Tenor Man. Keep control.
Hello and welcome to TalkSport Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football. Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology. How did you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
You're listening to Weekend Sports Breakfast here on TalkSport. Shebahn Aherne and former Chelsea and Celtic striker Tony Cascarino. If you have a smart TV, it might be worth turning it on now. You're going to see something pretty brutal in the next 8 minutes. More on that in just a sec. Some of your other headlines. League One, Luton Town survived a scare to beat National League side Forest Green Rovers 4-3 in the FA Cup first round. Kiefer Moore's perfect hat-trick helped Wrexham come from behind to inflict a first league defeat on the season. On Championship leaders Coventry City. And there's a big game at the Cottage today. 17th place Fulham take on Vitor Pereira's Wolves, who are yet to win a game. Here's our reporter who's going to be at the Cottage.
I'm Jake Robson, heading to Craven Cottage, where Fulham, who are on a 4-game losing run, host a Wolves side with just 2 points from their opening 9 games, equalling their worst ever start to a league season. Both sides need to turn things around and fast. 17th versus 20th for Fulham versus Wolves.
Jake Robson bringing us all the updates today here on TalkSport. It's a 3 o'clock kickoff, pleased to say. Fulham fan and food challenge expert Kate Ovens is in the studio with us. Hello.
Right.
Kate Ovens.
I know.
I'm sure the stick comes from the ovens, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's sort of like people think it's a stage name, and I'm just like, no, it's genuinely my surname.
It's kind of perfect though for
it definitely worked out somehow.
Yeah, I love it. Firstly, Fulham fan. Let's start there. You go to the games. You're a big supporter of the club. I mean, you worried this season?
I'm trying to keep all hope. Let's just say it's. I mean, we've had seasons where we started a lot better and things turn around about this time. So hopefully, I'm hoping this could be a turning point today. But
yeah. Strange summer, wasn't it, for Fulham? Because you didn't get certain people you wanted. You've had injuries, just not quite got going yet.
No, and I feel like we've had obviously some setbacks this season. So yeah, it's just. I really, it's one of those where it's like today could be it's like after it, I could probably give a better idea. But I think until this game's been played, it's like really hard to kind of say anything too.
And that's the thing. I think even after Wolves' performance midweek against Chelsea, they showed such spirit in that game. Maybe Fulham on paper, you're looking at this one and going, this is something we could get at, but they showed a lot of determination, Wolves, in that game in the week.
Well, I mean, like the last game that we played, I mean, it was one of the longest games ever. So. Yeah, it was pretty brutal as a Fulham fan watching all the penalties just continue.
No more football. Let's talk about this incredible eating. Come on, Shebahn.
So you are a food challenge expert. So I've been just trolling your Instagram this morning, basically. Trolling your Instagram. I've not been trolling, I don't do that. And checking out everything that you do. So you go to certain places, eat like mammoth burgers and stacked pancakes, and then you have like a time limit on it as well.
Sometimes with a time limit, but it's more of sort of like just trying to eat as much as possible. And you say expert, which is really kind, because I'd probably, in the whole like world of food challenges, I'm probably one of the worst. So it's it's just something that I really enjoy doing, and just it's one of those where I give it a go.
Well, look, you're sitting next to me and there's nothing on you. How do you eat so much food?
I actually have no idea. I should really prep better for these questions, but I don't know. I just have a really big appetite, and I think I've had it since I was like a kid, and it's like I was a little bit on the heavier side. I was never like fat or anything. I was just on the heavier side, and I lost all the weight. And as I was doing it, my appetite just didn't seem to change. So I was just, and it's just continued. And probably actually I've probably gotten more hungry over the years.
Even you talking now, I'm starving.
No, Shebann's like this every weekend. She's always saying,
really?
I'm starving. And
To be fair, I was like, just even walking through London this morning, and it's like I could smell like bagels being cooked, and I'm just there like, oh, this is too good.
What is the most extreme challenge of food that you've taken on?
There's probably like two answers to the question, because there's like ones where I haven't finished it, and then there's ones where it's like been massive and I've managed to finish it. And I think one of the ones that I was really proud of was it was a giant breakfast at a place called E Polici's in Bethnal Green, like a really, really great breakfast place. And did this like humongous breakfast. It actually took me 2 goes, because it's like I went back and I couldn't do it. I just completely messed up, and they were just like, just come back next week. So I did. And
is there a tactic to doing it, of how you eat, or chewing the food a certain way, or?
Kind of, but not really. It is just kind of a case of just trying to go as quickly as you can and hope for the best that your brain doesn't really like catch up with how much you're eating.
Oh my God, that is intense. It feels like a little bit punishing at the same time as well.
No, I always have fun with it. I never really try and take them too seriously, because it's just a bit like this. For me, it's just a bit of fun. So,
and your content's amazing. Like on Instagram, I absolutely love it. Cass, she was sitting recently with burgers stacked, beef burgers stacked up. I thought you could smash that, no bother, couldn't you?
No, I eat way less than I used to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, way less. But I find my stomach feels like it's shrunk, whereas I get full up way more quicker.
Oh, I wish I had that.
That's
I don't have that.
Ozempic, Cass.
No, I haven't had it. No.
I'm joking. He's not on it. He's absolutely not on it. And what else have you got ahead in terms of like challenges? And how often do you challenge yourself to do something different?
I've got a couple in the pipeline. There's not really any challenges. I mean, I'm doing there's like a Wing Wednesday going on at this place in Shoreditch. I think it's like they're doing like a big launch on the 12th in Spitalfields, and it's just like there's going to be like loads of chicken wings and everything, and I think I'm just going to get a little bit carried away. So that's not even a challenge. That's just.
Can you manage the spice?
Yeah, can you handle spice?
No, spice I'm not great at. I've definitely, my tolerance has definitely gotten better over the years, but I can't do spice for the life of me. Can you guys do spice?
I unfortunately get something that you get as you get a bit older, especially in men, gout. So spice doesn't go well with
I totally thought you were going to say heartburn.
No, gout. Oh, don't.
Just jump straight to it.
It is so painful. It is unbelievable. Anyone who's listening who gets it will know exactly where I'm coming from.
Yeah. I had it once.
Spice always gives me gout.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was just beef that gave.
Oh no, red meat, sometimes wine as well, but definitely spice is one of the worst. My missus gave me a curry about 3 weeks ago, and as I was eating it, I went, "It's a bit too spicy." She went, "Too spicy?" Coming. And I said, "No." I said, "Oh no, I'm going to react." 2 o'clock in the morning. Bearing in mind I was coming to do a show, my big toe was throbbing, and I'm like, "Oh God." Ibuprofen, make sure paracetamol, drink loads of water. But yeah, it's not good.
I don't think I've ever heard that reaction to spice before.
No, it's actually quite, even in, people in their sort of late 30s, early 40s get it.
I got it once, and I remember thinking of you. I remember thinking even like the bed sheet or putting a sock on was like agony.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Agony, yeah.
So I've got to avoid them now then.
Yeah, no more spice for you. Like, listen, now we've got you, Kate. Halloween season. We're going to put on a little bit of Monster Munch action. This is Oscar's idea. He's a Fulham fan and he absolutely hates this. So he's given us all a giant bag of Monster Munch. I mean, we've got a minute on the clock and we've to eat as many Monster Munch as we can.
Yeah, I don't know how this is going to go.
This is TalkSport's Food Challenge. Open them up, Kate. You're not going to leave it.
No, I'm not leaving it.
Right, you ready? 1 minute on the clock.
Oh gosh.
Let's do it. Go. Oh my God. I've got 2. I can't get any more.
I'm drinking water.
You're drinking water? Oh my God, Kate. You're my team. I can't. I'm going to die.
Wow.
Hey! Oh my God.
I'm actually enjoying them.
Oh my God.
I need to look in. Kate's bag is...
She did about 10 of them?
Yeah, you've had a lot more than me.
I'm not even counting.
I wasn't even counting.
I had 3.
Pardon?
I had 3. I thought it was going to explode. Okay. That was absolutely wonderful.
So that's obviously... the water is a big thing, isn't it?
I mean, it was sort of just... I didn't really know. I was just going in a bit of a...
You took that so seriously. Smashing water, boom.
Oh, it's like I didn't want to embarrass them. Well, it's almost like it's almost
we
like
do that every week here.
It's like doing this is like, is it more embarrassing to do it seriously, or is it more embarrassing to do it really badly?
Either way, it's embarrassing. But thanks so much for coming in and the part. Kate Havens, you can get it all on social media. I'm going to get the Hoover out. There's crumbs everywhere. Good morning, it's Weekend Breakfast and TalkSport.
Formula One. It's a sport often seen as insular and elitist, but it's seen a meteoric rise under its owners Liberty Media, not only in popularity and viewership, but in the ability to almost print money. From greater access to more races, here's how it happened. For decades, Formula One was owned and run by one man, Bernie Ecclestone. He was old school, someone who thought the sport itself was enough, and there was no need for all this modern marketing and social media nonsense. But in 2016, Ecclestone agreed to sell his baby to American group Liberty Media. It cost Liberty Media $4.4 billion, and they quickly got to work. We got an F1 app almost immediately, and teams were allowed to show us more from behind the scenes. One of Liberty's most important deals was with Netflix, which in 2019 brought us Drive to Survive. The effect? An almost 70% rise in viewership for races in the US alone. It's massively benefited Formula One online too, with a rise from 7.8 million followers across its social media platforms in 2016 to around 50 million today. New eyes are on the sport too, with F1's own subscription TV channel, which people can watch anywhere in the world. But the main market they've tapped into is the US. There's now 3 races there a year in Texas, Miami and Las Vegas, and an American-branded team, Cadillac, getting involved in the sport too. More races seems to be the direction of travel. A street circuit in Madrid's being welcomed onto the calendar, while conversations around a Grand Prix in Africa have ramped up in the last few years. More big events could be in the offing too, after the massive F1 75 season launch event in London in 2025. 7.5 million people tuned in to watch it live across their social media channels, and that doesn't include the viewing figures for where it was broadcast on TV in certain countries. It seems Liberty will do whatever they can to grow the F1 brand. Their efforts have been worthwhile too, with Forbes valuing the sport at $17.1 billion back in 2023, almost 4 times more than what they bought it for in 2016. Not bad, considering it's seen as a sport where people just drive around in circles.
Good morning, welcome along to Weekend Sports Breakfast here on TalkSport. My name's Shebahn Aherne and former Chelsea and gout striker Tony Cascarino.
Good morning.
Coming up for you here in the next couple of hours. There's a huge game tonight, of course, as underperforming Liverpool host Aston Villa live on TalkSport. Ahead of the clash, Liverpool manager Arne Slot admitted that despite a tough run of results, he's refusing to look for excuses.
Speaking about what we have to improve, people then tell me I'm using excuses. So maybe it's better now just to say we need to address certain things to do better.
8 o'clock for you here on TalkSport tonight, that one. It's also a huge London derby this evening as Spurs host Chelsea after already picking up 6 red cards in the last 9 games. TalkSport's Gabby Agbonlahor thinks Enzo Maresca should start properly disciplining his players.
Some of them, I'm just like...
So
I'd be like, if I was the manager, I'd be like, yeah, maybe that one not, but you, 2 weeks wages.
We'll get Cass's thoughts on that, and also Nottingham Forest face Manchester United at the City Ground with Sean Dyche looking for his first win in the Premier League. Ahead of the game, he said football's changing tactics can only be a good thing for the game.
You know, if everyone goes into the block defence, how are you going to break that down? You've got to play quicker, you've got to play longer, you've got to get more crossing because it's hard to break down the block defence. The stats, the facts, that's what's changed. But the actual formatting, you know, it doesn't change that much.
All of that and much, much more on the way this morning on the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on TalkSport. Good morning. How's your mouth after that?
Okay. I didn't go so mad as you two.
No, you just sat there enjoying your Monster Munch.
No, I kept watching Katie. I was watching her, and she was actually drinking and eating at the same time.
She really took it seriously as well.
Yeah.
I think she must have managed about 8 giant Monster Munch in a minute. I managed 2, and then I thought I was going to choke.
It was all frothing from the mouth.
Oh, it can't be pretty for anyone.
No.
There was crumbs shooting about everywhere. Monster Munch are the messy ones, and they stick to my composite bonding.
And they smell.
Yeah, it smells of pure onion. Anyway, I kind of like that. Let's talk about a huge game today at Anfield. Liverpool hosting Aston Villa live for you here on TalkSport. 8 o'clock kickoff. Can the Reds end their 4-game losing streak?
No
title challenge for decades has withstood a run of 4 successive Premier League defeats.
Doing loads of business and it's all over the place. It feels like you're spinning plates with everything, every position.
He's moaning about the squad here now that he hasn't got the strength and depth. Well, that's his fault by spending all that money on.
The drama fast becoming a crisis. Liverpool 0, Palace 3.
They're defending their title. This has been a poor defence.
First of all, we need to be ready for Aston Villa.
And Aston Villa have beaten Manchester City at Villa Park.
The players, they are mature and they are showing their responsibility as well.
And then win 4 on the bounce.
You know, everyone around the club worked for Unai Emery, even the sporting directors above him.
Is the end of the crisis in sight? Villa at home here on Saturday is now a game of epic proportion.
The regressing Reds are at risk of losing 5 successive Premier League games for the first time ever, while Villa are looking for their first win at Anfield since 2014. Wow, what's that? Where TalkSport's very own Gabby Agbon-Lahore grabbed the winner. Fair play to him. We were talking about that the other day, him getting the winner at that ground and like the feeling that it gave him as well.
Yeah.
One of his proudest moments in football. Ahead of the game, Liverpool manager Arne Slot said that the squad upheaval over the summer may have affected his side's poor start to the season.
I'm completely happy with the team, with all the quality we have, and I'm also completely convinced by the strategy and the policy we have. But that makes it the issue, if you could talk about an issue, is that not all of them have had a proper pre-season or have been injured during the season. So then when 3 or 4 are injured, you go back to 16 players. So I am a firm believer in the fact that 20, 21 players are enough, but you have to keep them fit.
So he's very calm in what he's saying there. He's saying no excuses, but at the same time he goes on to list a number of excuses as to why maybe it's not happening for Liverpool so far this season. I mean, I know how you stand with it and you have been very honest and candid with your thoughts on it, but are we at crisis point now if it goes wrong today?
Well, it's a massive week for Liverpool Football Club because of Real Madrid in midweek, then Manchester City away next Sunday. So Liverpool have got to get some results because they've fallen away really quickly. I mean, to see them 7 points adrift of Arsenal already, which is pretty amazing considering that Liverpool won their first 5 games. There's lots of questions to be answered. He has to find a way. Look, one thing I do get frustrated with, Shebahn, in press conferences, when managers are speaking, when you're losing game, there's no answer that's going to go well. Whatever you say is not going to wash. That's just the nature of football. Like I said earlier, that Amorim had the same problem. Whatever he said in a press conference, it backfired on him. Or the criticism would be quite heavy towards what you've just said. And look, this weekend's been taken over by Arne Slot in the papers because he's getting the treatment that Amorim's been having for quite a while because of their form, their performances. Expectation is massive at Liverpool, Manchester United and all the big clubs.
Yeah, we'll hear from more on this. We can speak to Liverpool.com editor Matt Addison. Good morning, Matt. How are you today?
Hi, Matt.
Yeah, morning, guys. Morning. Good to be back.
How do you feel, Matt? Because it's been a really, really tough 2 or 3 weeks, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been really strange, and I think the biggest problem is there's just so many problems.
Yeah,
I think when you've got a list of things that go wrong, you don't quite know where to start, and I think that's where Arne Slot's at. Really, you can point to the fact that they've conceded so many goals, the fact that they don't really look like scoring. A couple of key players are really not performing well. I'm sure we'll see Mohamed Salah back in the starting lineup, and he could really do with building on the goal that he scored at Brentford, but it wasn't a good performance last week. It was just a moment that makes you think maybe it might turn. But yeah, it's been a difficult period for Liverpool. I'm sure it will turn at some point, but Arne Slot has got a lot of work to do, I think.
Yeah, well, it's been compounded by, you mentioned Salah, you could put McAllister in there, you could put Konate in there, you could put Van Dijk in there, not performed to what they did last year. And then you've had the transfers that have come in, and none of them have really hit the ground running, apart from Ekitike. Everybody else for me has been quite flat. So you've got to sort of had 2 problems hitting hard at the same moment, haven't you?
Yeah, and it was always going to be difficult. I think when you make that many changes to a team, it will take time. The surprising thing is that the individual performances haven't been great. Collectively, you can understand that maybe there isn't a relationship between Wirtz and Salah, because they've only just joined up and only just started to play together. But what you probably couldn't have predicted was Mo Salah suddenly missing chances, or, you know, Virgil van Dijk has had to kind of do a lot of things on his own at the back, where, you know, he's obviously at times for Liverpool been superhuman and been able to do that. But, you know, if he's got Kirkes not playing well one side, Canate and whoever it's been at right back haven't been playing particularly well either, you know, suddenly, you know, he's doing the job of four people, and that's not really fair to ask him to do that. So that's been the surprise, really. You've then got the injuries as well to go on top of that. I think Alisson has been a big miss. You know, they've just had too many things go wrong at once, really, and once that starts to happen, it does become difficult. I think they've been unlucky as well in that they started really well. I think Arne Slot mentioned in his press conference that if, you know, they had that 7-game winning streak to begin with, and obviously have then lost 6 out of the last 7. If that had been split up a little bit differently, I wonder if we'd look at it a little bit differently if it was, you know, a win and a loss and they were a bit more inconsistent. The fact that it's all come at once, I think, makes it look slightly worse as well. But yeah, it's a big week, certainly. This Villa game is huge.
Matt, have you been going to the games? Because live and been in the stadium and the feeling of the fans, because it feels like, you know, Liverpool fans just generally do not criticise managers. I mean, it takes a lot for them to literally turn on their own. So tell us what you felt Anfield's been like in this bad run.
I think there's definitely been frustration, but I mean, the idea that anybody would turn on Arne Slot, there's just no chance. You know, it's a few months on since he won the Premier League title. There's circumstances, and whether you want to call them excuses or explanations, I would say explanations. I think in terms of the things that have gone wrong, I don't think there's any chance really of that seriously happening at this point in time. It's obviously got to improve, and I think there is a lot of frustration with what's going wrong, but I think there's also an appreciation from Liverpool fans that, you know, it's still early days. There's been a lot of money spent, and it will take a little bit of time. And you know, maybe at other clubs that there might be a kind of feeling of maybe you change the manager, but I don't get the feeling that Liverpool fans would think that, and certainly the club won't think that at this moment in time.
It's a big week, Matt, isn't it? You know, Real Madrid and Man City. It's a really big week for Liverpool. Yeah,
and it wouldn't be a huge surprise if it got slightly worse before it got better. I think if they don't perform well tonight, you're then looking at Real Madrid and Manchester City, and you're really worried because that's a 10-game spell where, you know, the way that they're playing at the moment, if they were to lose 2 or 3 of those games, suddenly that losing run looks really, really bad. You get to the international break and suddenly it's a long 2 weeks. But even then, you'd back on a slot to find some solutions. There's enough quality in that Liverpool team, I think, that he can pull it all together. It will take a bit of time. He might have to take a couple of steps back to go forwards. But you know, he's shown that he's a good manager, and he won the Premier League only a few months ago. So there's no questions about his job, and either the fans or the club side, I don't think.
Fair enough. Matt, enjoy the game today. Good luck to you. Can Arne Slot turn it around today against Aston Villa? You'll get all the updates here on TalkSport. Of course, it's live for you here, TalkSport, 8 o'clock tonight. Matt Addison, edited at liverpool.com. Thank you. Have a good day.
Cheers,
nice one. Thank you, guys. Nice to speak to you.
By the way, it's been 72 years since Liverpool last lost 5 straight top flight matches. Last time was 1953. It's the record you don't want.
Yeah, it's been a hard time.
Yeah, tonight, by the way, Joshua Boatse makes his Queensferry debut against Zach Parker, who's on a winning streak since losing in 2022. The match is live tonight, only with our friends at DAZN.
Boxing update on TalkSport with DAZN, the global home of boxing. Sign up now at dazn.com/boxing.
Coming up a little bit later on in the show, Gary Lucy, the Hollyoaks actor and Footballers' Wives actor, is going to be with us here on the show. Soon we're going to speak to former Hearts player Ryan Stevenson after the Jambo's brilliant start to the season, and we'll get the latest odds with Coral next. This is Weekend Sports Breakfast here on TalkSport. Morning.
welcome to TalkSport Goals. Been taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology. How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it, Biggs. Good morning, welcome along to Weekend Sports Breakfast here on TalkSport. Shebahn Aherne and former Chelsea and Millwall striker Tony Cascarino. Oh, the old trick-or-treating was brilliant last night in St Albans, by the way.
Yeah, I'm sure it was in posh St Albans.
Posh. And then my niece and nephew came from Clydebank, so they kind of brought the tone down a little bit.
Yeah.
Excuse the sweets. What are we having? Bless them, they had a lovely time. And I love when all the kind of houses compete against each other, and I love it when the people who answer the door get dressed up as well.
Yeah,
so I'll be part of it.
No, I didn't do any of that.
No, you're like the Grinch of Halloween, aren't you?
No, I didn't. Like I said earlier, my missus and my daughter and Rocco went out together, and they met some other friends, went and knocking on doors. I don't know if they had any bad experiences. It used to be really, we didn't really do it, my generation.
I know. Do you know what? I don't know if you've seen
Our kids did, my kids.
Yeah, of course. It's amazing. Erling Haaland he's my favourite person at the moment on the planet, Haaland. He's brilliant. He's got done up as the Joker.
Yeah.
And just kind of been wandering the streets to see if anybody notices him as the Joker. Here you go.
I don't think he would get away with it. I think being 6'5" and long hair and the Joker, there ain't many, I've seen the pictures in the newspaper. You'd pretty much spot that could be Haaland, especially people local to him. Know him.
Yeah. Have we got the clip? Can we hear Erling Haaland noising people up?
The Joker can play football as well. What do you think of my outfit?
Are you the Man City boy?
Isn't it? How did you know? How did you see it?
You look so cool.
Are you the Man City boy?
I told you, he's never getting away with it.
Yes, that's me, Erling Haaland. He looks absolutely correct.
He looks really cool, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, he looks really, really good. It's time now for the latest odds with Coral.
The Coral Daily Download on TalkSport. Brought to you by Coral, the home of a free-to-play Golden Rewards Shaker. 18 plus max one reward per player per selected Shaker day. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Restrictions and T's and C's apply. Gambleaware.org.
Talking of jokers, John Hill, you're on the line.
Talking of scary.
That's a great link. I love that link there, Cass. How we doing, guys?
Morning, John. Good. How are you?
Yeah, good form, thank you. Looking forward to the Premier League today. Some good games to look forward to, isn't there? And, of course, up in Scotland tomorrow, we've got the Old Firm, where both clubs have new managers, don't they? Which would have been a bit of a shock at the start of the season. And I said that, 2-3 months into the campaign, new managers in the Old Firm. So that should be exciting tomorrow.
Well, John, today we've got no early game. We've got a lot of 3 o'clock, so you can pick one or two out of them. And then we've got the 2 big games, the 5:30 Chelsea are going to Spurs, and then you got Liverpool Villa. So tell us the odds, please.
Yeah, some crackers later on. Let's start with the 3 o'clock games. You say the leaders Arsenal in action, and 6 consecutive victories for Arsenal and 6 consecutive clean sheets. So, they're absolutely firing on all cylinders, aren't they? Particularly defensively, really, really solid in the back. And no surprise, Cats, as short as 1-4 Arsenal today for the victory. I was listening to Mikel Arteta yesterday. He said this is not going to be an easy game. Burnley, very well-coached team, tough side to beat.
John,
we disagree.
John,
we disagree.
I've got to say to you, I've never heard any manager say of any game, this is going to be easy.
You're quite right. They never would they?
Yeah,
no.
Yeah.
But,
you make a good point.
Yeah, absolutely. But he thinks it's going to be tough. But look, 1-4, we disagree. And you're quite right, Cass. They're never going to say that. But Burnley 11-1 for the upset in that one this afternoon at 3:00. What else have we got at 3:00? Palace and Brentford, two sides who both reached the EFL Cup quarter-final midweek. Palace even money to win this one. Brentford 27-10. Fulham are 4-5 favourites to beat Wolves today, and Brighton a shade of odds on at 19-20 to beat Leeds. But you mentioned it earlier that the pick of the games for me today are later on. That London derby, Spurs versus Chelsea, that should be an absolute cracker. Chelsea are actually favourites at 6-4, despite Spurs being ahead in the table right now. And, I just wonder, really, if you're a Spurs fan, I think you'd be quite happy looking at that table. 5 points off top spot. Yeah. It's been a decent start, hasn't it, for the Thomas Frank reign?
Well, it could be even better one if they beat Chelsea today, John,
It certainly would, absolutely. And then at 8:00, Liverpool, well, it's just gone all from bad to worse for them, Leighton, in the EFL Cup midweek. And I think, is it 4 consecutive defeats in the Premier League? It's certainly not the defence that they were looking for there, but they're still odds on today, 13-20 to beat Villa. Villa 19-5, the draw 16-5. But is Arne Slot starting to come under pressure for you, Cass?
No, we had a Liverpool podcaster earlier, and I'd agree with him. The sentiment I feel at Anfield is that being the Premier League champions, giving him the chance to turn it around, because obviously the transfers are coming in. Some have been with injuries, and there's not going to be, I don't think, a drastic decision made yet. It's just not.
John?
No, quite right. And in many ways, it's like probably what we expected last season. We didn't expect him to get off the start that he made, did he? But exactly as you say, I'm sure they'll turn it around, Liverpool. They're too good, aren't they? The quality they've got in their squad. So, looking forward to that one at 8:00.
Yeah, live for you here on TalkSport, Liverpool against Aston Villa. John Hill, thank you so much for your time. Stop scaring the kids. You can take the mask off now, OK?
Cheers.
Bye, John. Love you. That was a look at the latest odds with Coral. 18+, begambleaware.org. Please gamble responsibly.
The Coral Daily Download on TalkSport. Brought to you by Coral, the home of a free-to-play golden rewards shaker. 18+ max 1 reward per player per selected shaker day. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Restrictions and T's and C's apply. Gambleaware.org.
By the way, New Zealand have just defeated England in the third ODI to complete the whitewash of the series. They've won by 2 wickets. Here's how the winning run sounded over on TalkSport 2.
Zach Fox waits, bat raised, and gets a leg stump half volley from Sam Curran and turns it away through deep backward square, and New Zealand win the third ODI by 2 wickets to take the series 3-0.
So the fallout for all of that can be found now over on TalkSport 2. Swipe across on the TalkSport app or tune into the TalkSport Cricket YouTube channel. For more coming up next on Weekend Breakfast, we're going to discuss the league leaders up the road. Good morning. Good morning, you're listening to Weekend Sports Breakfast here on TalkSport. Shebahn Aherne and former Villa and Celtic striker Tony Cascarino. We're going to talk about Celtic in just a minute. We're going to head north of the border very soon. But coming up for you today here on TalkSport, you have a lovely busy day. You've got Max and Charlie with you in the warm-up from 10 o'clock through to 1, and then it's Adrian Durham on GameDay Live. All of the goals as they go in from the Prem, the League and the Championship and the FA Cup first round games as well. Over on TalkSport 2 more live Championship clashes for you. Leicester take on Blackburn at 12:30, followed by Watford Middlesbrough. That's at 3 o'clock. Following that, you can have your say on the GameDay phone in 5:30. Oh, the nation's favourite wind-ups. Jamie O'Hara and Rory Jennings will be taking your calls, and they'll also keep their eyes on Spurs versus Chelsea as well, because that is the 5:30 game tonight. And then 8 o'clock live for you here on TalkSport. Liverpool take on Aston Villa, live and exclusive here on TalkSport. The boxing is over on TalkSport 2, and then you can have your say on the Sports Bar Weekender from 10 o'clock. A busy old day. Download the TalkSport app. You can take us anywhere with you today. It's Weekend Sports Breakfast here on TalkSport. Hearts, the shock leaders in the SPL. The amount of people, including yourself, who are like, it's great for Scottish football. I'm like, is it? Is it?
Oh, come on. Yes.
It's not good for Rangers and Celtic, that's for sure. But yeah, absolutely incredible for Hearts. They've got Dundee today. Could go 9 points clear of Celtic if they get a win today. The Old Firm obviously playing tomorrow in the Scottish League Cup semi-final. That's a huge game. Both new managers at the club as well. And Martin O'Neill for Celtic and Danny Rowe for Rangers. On TalkSport Breakfast, Rangers legend Ali McCoy said, while he's so pleased to see Hearts do well, the decline of the Old Firm is not a good look for Scottish football.
Certainly for the neutral, of which I'm not, it'd have to be a good thing for Scottish football, right? But you need to balance it out, right? Would it be a good thing for Scottish football? Yes. What's it going to take to happen? They're going to have to continue on the remarkable run that they're on. They'll probably have to strengthen in the January window. And most importantly, they're going to have to enjoy the continued demise of Rangers and Celtic, which isn't good for Scottish football.
No, it's not. Ali McCoy's back tomorrow. Monday TalkSport Breakfast.
I would say to that is that Leicester was a great thing for Premier League football. Mm-hmm. Okay? Mm-hmm. That upset the apple cart with the major clubs of this country. But it's one of them memories we'll all have. We'll all remember 2016. 2016
what a time.
When Leicester won it.
Yeah, you're right.
And you know, I think it's good for Scottish football, but I also understand that, Celtic and Rangers will be back. That's for sure. As clubs.
Yeah, and it is still early. I mean, it's a fascinating time, we have to say that. Can Hearts stay there, become the first non-Old Firm Scottish top flight champions for 40 years? Who better to speak to than their former Hearts midfielder, Ryan Stevenson. Good morning, Ryan.
Hi, Ryan.
Good morning. Morning.
Ryan, first up, Hearts have been exceptional. You've got a great manager, obviously Derek McGuinness, who's managed at, I think, Aberdeen, Kilmarnock, done brilliantly well. Now at Hearts, he seems to... Tell us where this has all come from Hearts as a manager doing his job and producing a great team to the... I mean, I don't even think you did much business in the summer.
No, I think, listen, for myself, I've been banging the drum for the last 2 years for Derek to come in. I think he's a great manager. I think he knows Scottish football completely. He understands how you have to play. He understands what the fans want at Hearts. And I think alongside, obviously, Tony Bloom coming in with Jamestown Analytical, I think it's just it's fit well. But obviously, as Ali's saying as well, and as you guys are saying, that has been helped with the sort of implosion in Glasgow, because usually over the years we see Rangers maybe struggling or Celtic maybe struggling, but right at this moment in time it's both clubs that are having a bit of turmoil, and for the neutral and for myself as a Hearts fan, it's just an amazing time.
Do you think it'd be a great thing, apart from your bias of being a Hearts fan and a former player, do you think it'd be a great thing for Scottish football to beat the Old Firm?
Yeah, I do. I think that I think, as Ali said, I think if Hearts were to go on and do it for 2, 3, 4 years consistently, I think it would be an issue. I don't think that would happen. I think if Hearts were to go on and do the unthinkable, which would be go on and win the league, I think Rangers and Celtic would come back the following year. I mean, these are two massive institutions of world football, so I think it would be a minor blip in the bigger scale of things. But I think for Scottish football in general, right now, everybody's talking about it. I think that obviously with the two of them playing tomorrow in the Cup, it gives Hearts the chance to go and extend the lead against Celtic. So yeah, everything's set up nicely, and hopefully Hearts can go today. I'm at the game today. Hopefully they can go today and get the 3 points, which again will be another hard game for them. I think it's every week now that the sort of pressure's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But as Shebahn says, we're only really in the infancy of the season, so there's still a long, long way to go.
So I just wanted to ask you about that as well, because you go back to this time last season, it was Aberdeen who were flying, weren't they? And there was so much talk around that at the time. Do you think Hearts have enough? Do you think they have enough in the squad right now to maintain and go on and win it?
Yeah, well, I think they've got enough in the squad to go on and maintain it for the next couple of months anyway. I think Ali's right. They would 100% need to strengthen again in January. I think they've got a great manager. But in saying that, if it gets to January, February time and they are still in the mix, it's uncharted waters for everybody. And that's, as much as I think Derek is an amazing manager, he's never been in that situation. So I then think if they're there February, March time, I mean, it would be absolutely incredible. But what we do have to obviously understand as well is, especially just now, Celtic are the dominant force. They're having a little blip. And Shebahn, you know that more than anything. If they get beat 2 or 3 times, it is up here as the world's ending.
Yeah.
So, yeah, listen, I think it's amazing for Scottish football. I think it's amazing for Hearts in general. But we also have to be aware that Celtic could go on now, especially Martin O'Neill been in there. You wouldn't put it past him to go on a
run
10, 12 run. Yeah, exactly.
Tell us, Ryan, because I mean, Lawrence Shankland has got loads of goals, and he's got loads of goals for his period at Hearts even before this season, but he seems to be on a real honeymoon sort of period of his career. 30 years old, played for Scotland, he's represented Scotland a good few times. Tell us about him, because he's certainly contributed way better, I feel, this year than most years.
He's a goal scorer, mate. That's what he is. He's
30 now, isn't he? You know, he's been around.
Yeah, I think you'll know this yourself as well. And I was sort of the same. As I got older, I got better. I got calmer. I just sort of grew into myself as a young man. As a player, you gain that experience. He's captain of the club. I think the manager trusts him. I think the fans love him. And I think sometimes just when you're at a club where you feel all that sort of goodness, if that's how you want to put it, I think things just fall into place. And I think last year it was a struggle for him because they asked him to do things that I don't really particularly think enhanced his game, dropping into sort of areas deeper in the pitch. And I think Derek's came in and just asked him to get in between the sticks. And inevitably, if the Hearts go and give him chances, he will score goals, and that's what he's done.
Yeah. And he's been so good, Shankland, and he's top goal scorer in the league, as is Braga from Hearts as well. So they're doing really well. Just Ryan, Tony Bloom, he said it. He wants to come in and he wants to disrupt Scottish football, which he's absolutely done. Do you know any insight from the club to the effects that he's had? I mean, obviously we're seeing it on the pitch, we're seeing it from results, but you know, what kind of effect has he had since arriving at Hearts?
Yeah, so obviously when he first came in, he came up and done a meeting with the sort of board and fans that he had in the Gorgie suite, and I'll be completely honest, I was one of these guys who was just like, I just do not buy into this, because I understand it works down in England, but again, we're talking about Rangers and Celtic, and to come up and, I mean, Sir Alex Ferguson's the last person to do it.
Yeah.
So to come up and actually even split the old firm was just such a massive job. But he was very, very headstrong in what he said, and being in and about the club, actually seeing Jamestown and how the analytical company works. I mean, again, it's been aided because Hearts and Rangers have imploded at the same time, But fair play to him. And I think that obviously the signings we've made through that have been really, really good. They've came in seamlessly. I just hope we get to January time, because I feel if we do get to January time, I think he will come in and go big again.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. He's such a good businessman, what he's done at Brighton.
Well,
you know.
Tony Bloom is a genius in the racing
Yeah.
game. Not just football, but genius in the racing game. He's very knowledgeable in tennis.
Yeah.
He's massive on his tennis. He's won poker tournaments as a poker player. He's run Brighton Football Club. And if he can't do anything, and I don't know Tony personally. I have played cards against him, poker on certain tables, but only on the odd occasion. But knowing him, people who know him really well, if he can't do it, Ryan, he employs people that can. The job that is required.
I think the only thing I will say is, Shebahn, you'll agree with me here, but not being disrespectful, but people south of the border, they probably don't get the extent of just how big Celtic and Rangers are. Mm-hmm. And my point to him was, I understand it's an amazing, listen, I'm all for it. Please, let's come up here and try and, put a cat in amongst the pigeons. But Rangers and Celtic, you go anywhere in the world and there's a Rangers pub, a Celtic pub.
Yeah.
There's Rangers, it's a global institution. So to come and try and put them off their perch,
it's unbelievable.
I'm thinking this might take you 10, 15 years, but obviously in fine fashion it's happened in the first season.
He is an incredible character, and I'm telling you, Ryan, honestly, he'd have known exactly what he was walking into.
Yeah,
I think so. I totally agree, and I've said that since then. I've said, listen, fair play to him, and fingers crossed it continues.
Yeah. I mean, like you say, I mean, he said it in these interviews, I want to disrupt. He's absolutely disrupted. Ryan, you're on stage tomorrow night at a Legends Night with the Hearts guys, is that right?
Yes, so we've a thing at the Assembly Halls, and yeah, it's going great guns. I think that just a full buzz round about the club time just now. So yeah, looking forward to it at the Assembly Halls tomorrow.
Ryan, it's good to speak to you, former Hearts midfielder. Thank you so much, and I hope I'm in better form than you'll be this time in February than you are now.
Hopefully not.
Good luck, Ryan. Cheers, thank you.
Ryan Stevenson from Hearts there. Thank you so much for your time. Coming up next on Weekend Breakfast, we'll talk to former Manchester United player very, very soon. They're going to travel to the City Ground this afternoon.
Hello and welcome to TalkSport Goals. Been taking you through what should be another busy day of football. Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology. How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it. Morning. Welcome along to the weekend sports breakfast here on TalkSport. Shebahn Aherne and former Chelsea and Villa striker Tony Cascarino. Don't forget, there's a London derby today in SE25 as Palace host Brentford. Here's our reporter who's going to be at Selhurst Park.
I'm Charlotte Richardson, heading to Selhurst Park for Derby Day as Crystal Palace host Brentford. Two teams level on points in the Premier League, both boasting wins over champions Liverpool this week, locking horns after emphatic Carabao Cup victories midweek. It's Crystal Palace versus Brentford.
Here, this is a cracker today, Cass. 3 o'clock. All the updates coming for you here in TalkSport. The long throw specialists, both in good form.
Yeah, both in good form. Brentford, Keith Andrews has gone really under the radar.
Wow.
As in, they've done well. Brentford haven't played poorly. I've seen them, I think, about 2 or 3 times already this season. And I thought they'd been really decent. Henderson settled in really, really well for Brentford. Damsgaard's terrific player. Utara, who's coming on the right, done brilliantly well. Thiago's now fit. That's without mentioning Kevin Schade. There's lots of good things in the, obviously, forward areas, but really, really good. Kelleher, I think, after an initial a little bit of a sticky start, has really played well for Brentford in goal as well. Against, like I said earlier, Crystal Palace are a really good side. And I feel like they've been... And I know what's happened in, with the manager talking about the games they've got coming, but they played Arsenal with having 2 less days to prepare for that game. After Arsenal played in the Champions League on the Tuesday and they were playing on the Thursday, and they had to play Arsenal on the Sunday. Yeah. So Palace are having a bit of a hard ride. Their squad is getting totally challenged at the moment.
No, you're right, and they're looking so good. You've got to give it to Glasner. He's done a great job. We can speak to now former Manchester United striker Fraser Campbell about this game. Good morning, Fraser.
Good morning,
Fraser. Tell us, Fraser, we're talking about this game there. Tell us your feelings, because I feel like, I watch Palace and I think, what, there's only Bournemouth I think have really tore them apart. But after that, they're a side that are really hard to break down.
Yeah, they are. They're looking really comfortable. And they're exciting to watch. They've got some counter-attacking players. And like you said, they've been doing really well this season. It should be a good game today.
Yeah, I mean, Mateta's got goals. You've got Sarr coming in. Ismail Sarr done brilliantly well. Not an expensive buy, was he? Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. They've got Mark Gay at the back as well. They've got a strong keeper in Henderson. So they're really strong down the spine of the team. And like I said, people like Sarr have looked dangerous. I think he scored 2 in the cup the other day. Yeah, so they looked impressive, and I think they're improving each season, even though they've lost the likes of Eze. They still look like a really good side.
What did you make of those comments, by the way, from Glasner? It's something like 4 games in 8 days in December. I mean, he went, he was slamming the authorities, wasn't he, Oliver Glasner, about that? It's a bit of an issue for players, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And even as like us guys that are trying to watch all the games, it's hard work. There's a game on every night. It's hard to keep up with what's going on. So you can imagine the workload that the players are having to deal with, and the headaches that the manager's getting. It's not ideal, but it's football nowadays. You have to just be prepared to play extremely regularly, and it's sometimes it can have a bad effect on your team.
Well, Fraser, I retired in 2000. You retired about 3 or 4 years ago, about that time. You know, the game had changed. I mean, the work rate and what expectation, what players have to do in games now, and the games are running longer. So 4 games in 8 days, it's one hell of a challenge, you know.
Yeah, it's really tough. Like you said, when I first started playing football, breaking into the professional game, it was a lot less intense. Now, I've had managers where they don't even comment on your performance. It's all about how far you've run or how much high intensity sprints you've done. So it is a lot more demanding, I think, on the body. So it's really tough for the players to be able to hit them levels with only a couple of days rest in between. And I think it's something that needs addressing before it gets too much.
Yeah, I mean, it's that thing. They've progressed so much that then there comes more games. You know, that's what's going to happen.
Injuries are going to occur.
Yeah.
That's going to be the outcome.
People with less games and doing much better at the moment is Manchester United. They've been on great form at the moment, haven't they, Fraser? He's really starting to turn things around, hopefully, is Ruben Amorim.
Yeah, fingers crossed. It's been a difficult 10 years or whatever, but you know, the last 3 games they've done really well, and you start to see signs, you know, that the manager's he's steadying the ship a bit, and he's getting the players to play the way he wants to play. And you know, the last game it was a really, really good show of football.
Yeah. Well, the news, if you look at their 3, where you go Cunha, Mbeumo and Sesko, they've all sort of contributed now, haven't they? In the last few weeks, they've just got it going slightly. So that has made a massive difference to this United team, hasn't it?
Yeah, massively. They look like scoring on will now. They're creating a lot of chances. And, you know, like you said, those front 3 have really been the front of that. It's been refreshing, I think, this summer, seeing the likes of Cunha and Mbeumo signed, who have got Premier League experience already. You know, I can't remember, over the last few years, I think it was only Mason Mount that we've signed from another Premier League team. So straight away, you know exactly what you're going to get from them players. You know, you've got to deal with the size of the club and the expectations and the scrutiny from the media. That's all to deal with. So to take out the unknown of if they'll do well in the Premier League has been great. And them two have done really, really well, and they look like they could score a bag full of goals, and it's exciting to watch them play.
Where do you think they'll end up this season, Fraser?
It's, you know, I've got a lot of Man United fans, and they were texting me the last game saying they're going to win the league. This Champions League football is a certainty, but it's 3 back-to-back wins, but it's you know, you just want to finish in a European place. That would be ideal. Don't want to get too carried away. It's early doors, yeah.
Fraser, what are you up to these days? So you've retired from football. What you got yourself into?
So I've just made breakfast for my 3 kids and my little cousin. Football was meant to be on this morning for my youngest daughter, but it's been called off, unfortunately. So
just celebrate. You're out of order.
I'm just going to get my slippers on and just relax, I think, this morning. Nothing else to do.
Yeah, enjoy finishing off all the Halloween treats for the kids, Fraser. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
Pleasure.
Cheers, Fraser. Bye-bye.
Look after yourself, former Palace and Man United striker Fraser Campbell there. Nice to speak to him.
Yeah, he's played for a good few clubs. You could have thrown in Cardiff, Sunderland in there. Yeah. Even a short spell, I think, at Spurs as well.
All right, stalker.
Yeah. No. I always have a bit of a look up.
You do.
Players' careers.
And a nice guy. Good to catch up with Fraser there. You're listening to Weekend Sports Breakfast here on TalkSport. We touched on this earlier on. Oliver Glasner will go more detail, his thoughts on his side's fixture congestion that he's looking ahead to. We'll do it next.
Aguero, Solskjaer, Deeney, Watkins. Sure, you know all about those last-minute goals, but have you heard the one about the on-loan goalkeeper who saved his temporary employers from disappearing out the Football League and into almost certain financial oblivion? Back in 1999, Carlisle United, managed by Nigel Pearson, were fighting to stay in the Football League. Carlisle's finances were precarious with a capital P that season, leading to a scenario where, with 3 games to go, they had to ask the FA to sanction an emergency loan deal to bring in a goalkeeper. Swindon Town's Jimmy Glass arrived at the club. His efforts in his first 2 games earned the Cumbrians 2 draws. Those vital points meant that Carlisle went into their final game of the Division 3 season, now League 2, needing to beat mid-table Plymouth Argyle in front of their own fans and hope their relegation rival Scarborough didn't win against Peterborough at home. The game at the McCain Stadium finished 1-1, and with the same scoreline at Brunton Park deep into injury time, Scarborough's fans invaded the pitch en masse, believing their Football League status was secure, convinced they'd done enough to stay up. However, there'd be one more plot twist. Carlisle won a corner in the dying seconds, and up came Jimmy Glass. In one of those you couldn't make it up moments, Glass scored from a rebounded header and was promptly swamped by teammates and thousands of fans who quite simply couldn't believe what they'd just witnessed. As for Jimmy Glass, he became an overnight celebrity, but he never played for Carlisle again, and his playing career never really kicked on after that defining moment. He took on various jobs outside of football before finding his way back into the sport as player liaison officer at Eddie Howe's Bournemouth, and most recently the general manager at non-league Wimborne. Not the fairy tale ending to one of the most Hollywood moments in football, but the name Jimmy Glass will live on forever as the scorer of that goal, arguably the most important in any club's history.
Good morning, welcome along to Weekend Sports Breakfast here on TalkSport. Shebahn Aherne and former Celtic and Chelsea striker Tony Cascarino.
Good morning.
We've got a huge game tonight as underperforming Liverpool host Aston Villa live for you here on TalkSport at 8 o'clock. Ahead of the clash, Liverpool manager Arne Slot praised Villa's upturn in form.
It's also a sign that it's better to do it the way they did it than the way we did it. Maybe they don't have the same team as last season or whatever, and then they start to win, and then everything is very positive again. We're with us. I think it's exactly the opposite.
Liverpool against Villa, 8 o'clock for you here on TalkSport. It's also a huge London derby this evening. Spurs take on Chelsea after picking up 6 red cards in their last 9 games. TalkSport's Gabby Agbonlahor thinks Enzo Maresca should start properly disciplining his players.
Some of them, I'm just like...
They were so
I'd be like,
stupid.
if I was the manager, I'd be like, yeah, maybe that one not, but you, 2 weeks' wages,
And Nottingham Forest face Manchester United at the City Ground, 3 o'clock this afternoon. And after a year in charge, United manager Shebahn Aherne said he feels he's learnt a huge amount about football himself.
It was really tough, good moments, bad moments. I learned a lot, that is really important. I found out that even in my lower moments, I can stick with the things that I believe, and that is a good thing for anyone to understand that.
Fair play, Ruben. You've weathered that storm. Long may it continue from my biased point of view. You're listening to Weekend Sports Breakfast here on TalkSport. Good morning. I was thinking about Amorim in the Grimsby game, and you know, when he was with the tactics board and stuff, and it's become like the all-time meme, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And then people use AI and they've like changed to what it was, the tactics board, to like other things.
Yeah, and like I said to you earlier, Shebahn, when you're a manager and you sit in front of the press or whatever you're doing on the sidelines and reacting to substitutions, nothing you're doing, when you're losing games, nothing washes with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone looks for a reason to be critical. That's what we do in the media. That's what fans do. We're all guilty of, compounding the problem for a manager, because if he turns around, whatever he says after a game and he's been beaten 3-0 and he says this and this, people will pull him up.
Yeah. I generally... Well, you thought that day, you thought, oh, wow, this is a real new low for Manchester United. It really was. And he couldn't watch the game. He couldn't watch the penalties.
Yeah.
And that was all very telling.
That was used against him.
That was used. I mean... and then at the same time, he still come out and did his post-match. I mean, if I were his partner, I would have been looking at him in that game thinking, God, this is worrying. Like, he looked unwell, I thought, in that game.
Yeah, and I'm sure...
fair play to him.
I'm sure there was many sleepless nights as being a player when I haven't played well and I've had a stinker somewhere and, you've got stick and you go to bed and you don't sleep and you're concerned and you're trying to turn it around, And to be fair, he has turned it around to a degree. There's a lot of work to be done. But you're seeing, like I said, we're seeing now the papers are literally all about Arne Slot now.
Yeah, the
literally
tension's
this
now
weekend
turned
it's
to...
all Arne Slot and the pressure on him, and he's got this week of Villa, Real Madrid, Man City in a week.
And what's cruel about it is it becomes ridicule.
Yeah,
like when
you
they're
could be a
spoken
parody, ridicule. All
yeah,
sorts of things.
And it's tough. I mean, the weight of being a manager at these clubs, they're not doing it, for the good of the health. They're doing it because they're passionate. They believe
and also they're getting highly rewarded financially, which, that's part of the industry. But it's what it is.
Yeah, Forest against Manchester United today, 3 o'clock. We'll see how that one goes. Adrian Durham on GameDay Live, and he'll give you all of the updates from the games in the Premier League and beyond today. Let's talk about the packed schedule that's coming our way. Lucky us, we get to, just really get stuck into so many great games of football. But a number of managers have spoken about the fixture congestion. We're going to start with Crystal Palace boss Oliver Glasner, who is enraged that his side may have to play 5 games in 11 days in the middle of December.
When I heard it the first time yesterday, I couldn't even believe it that they are considering this. But I'm really upset because I spoke about this issue 3 months ago when I looked at the schedule. So then in the summer, in the off season, there are people who have to work on the schedule, and I would really prefer if they talk together. Yeah, and because you have international games, you have the 2 cup competitions, and you have the Premier League games. So it would be nice if UEFA, Premier League, FA and EFL talk together, because it's not so surprising that this can happen. And then not now finding something that maybe where you can't find a solution. So get it organized, get it sorted before. And this is what really makes me upset. And then just to say, okay, then they should play, because this would be, again, it's irresponsible playing Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday.
Get organised, get it sorted. Good to hear a manager.
Well, I totally in agreement. They've played 16 games already, including Europe so far, Crystal Palace, so far. That's without what we're going to talk about in a minute. Obviously, your club has played 9. You haven't got European football, but there's other clubs who have played European football.
Mm-hmm.
But the big but is they're much wealthier clubs with much bigger squads, much more deeper squads. I looked at the games they've got in December. There's 4 games, basically, Shebahn. If you go the 14th of December, they play Man City at home.
Mm-hmm.
2 days later, they play Arsenal away. 2 days later, they play Arsenal away. Then they got a European game. And then the next game on the 21st. So the European game's on the 18th. So there's basically 3 games in 4 days, really. We've got 14th, 16th and 18th.
Yeah.
And then they go Leeds away on the 21st. I mean, that is just bonkers. You cannot be playing that much football.
I mean, it's wild because they won't have any sort of recovery day, never mind to go into their meetings, watch the clips from the game before, reset, prep for the next meet. They literally will not get the time to do that. So at this point, then you're looking and going, well, they're being punished, for being progressing so well. It's now kind of...
Well, I'll be amazed and we'll see. And we can look back after that. And when it goes to Christmas and we go beyond into the new year, we can look back and see how many injuries Palace had over that period.
Touch wood. But that's what he's thinking about.
Because exactly. We're not just talking about fatigue. It's not fatigue. It's actual injuries that he's thinking, that's a big ask for us. To play Man City on the 14th of December, then play Arsenal away on the 16th. And then Leeds on the 21st, and there's a European game squeezed in. He's going to have to give on something.
So they have Leeds on the 21st away at Elland Road, but then they don't have a game on Boxing Day, right? They've got a bit of time then. Their next game will be on the 28th of December. So they've got a bit of moment there. And this is something we hear from footballers more and more often, is that they don't get Christmas with their families. And
well, that's neither nil, though. That's what it is. That, to me, that's... do you know what I mean? The family thing is, look, football's your career. And so, and you'll have a lot of time after your career to enjoy Christmases. So that's not really the big thing. For me, it's the 4 games before.
But do you think some players would take that? Would take the 4 games, smash it in how many days, knowing that I've got Christmas and the best part of Boxing Day morning with my family?
Well, if you're a professional and you want to get your very best performances and you want to try and achieve something,
you'd say no.
I would say no.
Yeah.
I'd say no. We need these spread out slightly. We need a bit bigger gap. Otherwise, the manager's going to have to... I think it's nearly a given that he's going to have to leave some players out in certain games and sacrifice in not a stronger team. I just don't see another solution for Glasner. Yeah. Crystal Palace haven't got a massive squad.
Yeah.
They haven't got a squad like Chelsea or Liverpool or a lot of the big clubs. They've all got 23, 25 players of a very high level. He's going to have to make some tough decisions, and I guarantee you he'll probably get injuries and he'll drop points that I don't think they would have dropped.
Yeah. I mean, he's not the only one complaining about this. We've heard about it before. North London clubs are also frustrated by this. They both have 7 games in December. He's Mikel Arteta. But first, Spurs boss Thomas Frank.
I think definitely we need to look into the calendar and the amount of games for the players. No doubt about that. That is, we say it's impossible to play 60 games, 90 minutes, high intensity. So you need to find a balance of squad rotation and where do you pick your chips, put your chips in terms of where do you want to focus, because you can put yourself in between two chairs.
Well, every decision that we make in terms of a fixture has to be guided on 2 main things. I think players' welfare and then supporters. That's it. And the rest has to come very, very far away from that. And we should never forget that principle. That's the only thing I would say.
We have been talking about this for years, Cass. Years. And it seems to be getting worse. I mean, and there's a lot of football fans who don't really have a lot of sympathy for footballers in this situation.
Well, no, but it's crazy. It is just crazy. You are putting players, in my opinion, at risk. I don't, who did you say who had got 7 games? Was it Spurs you said 7 games?
Yeah, Spurs and Arsenal, yeah.
They got 7 games. Crystal Palace have got 8 and they've already got a big schedule. They do not have the squads of Arsenal and Spurs. So, and you don't allow them to have the squads like that because financial fair play doesn't allow you. So it's a massive advantage for Arsenal and Spurs because they can spend much more. They can have bigger squads. So to me, that is just a lopsided, argument for Premier League and UEFA. I just don't get it.
What's the answer?
Well, you have to be more considered about when certain games are. Just don't make it about, for television, it's got to be considered where, like you said, they could have played the Leeds game a couple of days after and played the 23rd instead of the 21st.
They might have a cup game sandwiched into that week as well.
Yeah. So I don't see any other solution for Glasner is that he's going to have to leave out players and he will occur injuries. I don't see anything else that would happen.
He spoke really well. I liked his kind of front-on approach with that. He really made his thoughts known as well.
Think of this as well, Shebahn. If Arsenal are complaining about it and Spurs are, then that's telling you how bad a problem it is, because they can handle a lot more than clubs that are sort of, mid-table and just above.
We'll see how this one works out. We'll keep tabs on that. But yeah, right to have the frustration. 4 games in 8 days, possibly 5 in 11. That is absolutely crazy. Right, it's competition time now, and time is running out. You've got 1 week to go, and then the lines will close for your chance to play to win up to £100,000, completely tax-free as well. This is epic. If you're the lucky winner, get in the call this Thursday. Keep your phone on you. You'll be heading into TalkSport Towers Thursday the 13th of November to play for that life-changing cash prize. Here's how you can get involved. Good luck.
18 plus UK excluding Northern Ireland. For a chance to win, text the word cash to 83338 and you're in the draw. Text costs £2 plus 1 standard network rate message. You must have the bill payer's permission, or you can enter for free by calling 0330 880 3338. All entries must be received by the 6th of November at 4 p.m. This is a TalkSport Limited promotion run on TalkSport, Talk and Virgin Radio UK stations. Full terms and conditions at talksport.com.
100 grand tax.
Have you turned the heating up?
Yeah.
That is a lovely prize, that is, by the way.
Nice.
100 grand, yeah.
It's hot.
It's like Tahiti. It's like a McDonald's apple pie. It's that hot in the studio.
I'll turn it down. Okay, coming up next, we're going to look ahead to the 5:30 kick-off between Spurs and Chelsea. Morning.
And welcome to TalkSport Goals and taking you through what should be another busy day of football. Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology. How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
This is TalkSport Weekend Breakfast. How are you getting on? It's Shebahn Aherne and former Villa and Celtic striker Tony Cascarino. Why are we playing hungry like the wolf? Well,
they're at Fulham?
Well, it's not. It's not. It's definitely a lot weirder than that. Apparently Barton and Preston has been overrun by wolves. I want to say overrun, there's a couple of wolves that have been spotted out and about. They're trending on social media this morning. Terrified motorists cowered in vehicles as 3 wolf-like animals prowled around the city.
Wolf-like?
They're wolves. I've just Googled them. They're wolves, young wolves.
And what, have they escaped from a...
Rumours are rife what species the animal are, with Czech wolf dogs or North American Indian dogs being the likely candidates. So they're not wolves, but they look like wolves. Kind of wolves. They're the wolf cousin. That's random.
They're changing it by the second here. There's going to be cats in a minute.
What animal would you like to encounter?
Like to encounter or not like to encounter?
Did you take on a bear? Man versus bear?
No chance. I've got in Australia. I played golf and the kangaroo was very close to me.
They're mental, aren't they?
Yeah. I didn't even pursue to go a little bit closer. I knew that because they sit on their tail, don't they? And they're big. Kangaroos. And I've been on Thailand when I seen a snake on a beach as well that weren't too far away, but nothing worse than that.
Spiders for me every time. Like if in Australia, the idea of, I remember I was in Australia once and walking down this kind of alleyway next to the hotel.
Spiders, yeah.
And who I was with, Richard kind of knocked me into the wall for a laugh, and I kind of bumped off the wall, and the shadow of this spider. It was a monster.
Yeah.
I ran all the way to my room.
I've just remembered another one. When I made trips to French Polynesia, Tahiti, stonefish were very dangerous.
Oh, yeah, they're mad.
Yeah, stonefish. And they're only tiny, but they're very poisonous, aren't they?
And they
venomous.
Look like stones lying in the water.
Yeah.
And this is Talk Nature here on TalkSport. Let's get stuck into the 5:30 kick-off tonight. An absolute cracker from the Premier League. It's Spurs versus Chelsea.
A Premier League fixture rich in history and rivalry. Rarely is there ever a dull day or night.
Eden Hazard has won the Premier League title for Leicester.
Sendings off, disallowed goals.
It's just who we are, mate.
Enzo Fernandez heads it in for Chelsea.
And it's happening again for Tottenham. Oh my goodness, Sunderland are going to win it here at Stamford Bridge.
We said many times that when you cannot win, it's important that you don't lose.
I feel like Chelsea fans can generally tolerate quite a lot. What will not be tolerated is going and getting battered at Tottenham. It will not be allowed.
Pressure on Thomas Frank, but his side have responded. Everton 0, Tottenham 3.
Hopefully in the end of the year, the stats are fantastic away and fantastic home.
He's fixing the main problem what Tottenham had. So he's gone in there and gone, we're going to be better defensively first and foremost, and we'll sacrifice the looking great and creativity for a little while.
Chelsea are always their kryptonite.
It is a feisty derby, a test of credentials.
It's going to be a good one tonight. All of the updates coming for you here on TalkSport. 5:30 kick-off. We can speak to now. Former Chelsea defender, Scott $1 Million Mento, is with us this morning. Hi, Scotty.
Hello, Scott.
Morning, guys. Do you know what? Great tune from Duran Duran, great group as well. But you two do talk some random stuff.
I know. But listen, we've been up.
Not like last weekend, Scott.
Yeah, I heard you were full of the stories.
We had a few, Kaz, didn't we? I don't think we went too heavy on it. We actually left a little bit earlier than we would have liked, but we had to get home.
Yeah, exactly. How are you, Scott? You looking forward to this one today?
Well, I'm not going to be around. I'm at, as you well know, producer Deck's wedding today. So
Is Deck getting married today?
He is. He's getting married today. So we wish him all the very best. I've blocked the day off. I assure you, I will not. I assure Deck, I will not be going to a corner and watching the game, but I will try, which will last about 5 minutes, to avoid the result and see what happens and watch it at some point on Sunday. But really looking forward to the game. It's the biggest game for Chelsea fans. You know, the Spurs game. It's a fixture I always loved playing in as well. So a bit of pressure on both teams, but I think both teams are doing pretty well. Really.
Scott, we were at the Sunderland game and there was a few concerns because Chelsea can look a really good side for a period of time. I came away thinking, Pedro's got to do better. He's a good player, but I'm not sure if he's a centre forward or a more like a 10 that floats around a centre forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when he sort of burst onto the scene in the Club World Cup as a 9, he was absolutely sensational, wasn't he? And I think the Premier League is a little bit different. It's a little bit harder from a physical point of view. I personally think, even though he said he sees himself as a 9, I think he's better as a 10. But then Liam Delap gets fit and gets sent off. So he probably is going to play up front as a 9 today, Joao Pedro. So, look, first of all, Chelsea have to have 11 men on the pitch the whole time. Second of all, they have to try and quieten the crowd. We know the Spurs are very good away from home, even though they lost in midweek, but certainly in the league. But the home form hasn't been particularly good. The thing is, I think you've got two of the best holding midfielders in the Premier League in Moises Caicedo and Paulinho. Yeah. But both these teams still really score. And Kaz, look, you can say with Chelsea, joint top scorers like Spurs as well, that they're not missing Cole Palmer in that respect, but they missed Cole Palmer big time in that Sunderland game, didn't they?
Yeah, they missed, for me, the outstanding feature, and it's been mentioned by Chelsea fans and by people in punditry, is that very experienced guy that just guides the team. Because they've got, look, Fernandes is a great player, and I always think, like you said, Caicedo, Reece James, they're terrific footballers, but they just feel like they have no guidance from that one main man.
Yeah, and look, I think most sort of former pros say the same thing. I've been banging the drum for a very long time. The owners have come in. They're a completely different philosophy to the Roman Abramovich, where it was this ready-made senior pros, world class, go and win a trophy. Now it's not just the average youngest starting 11 in the Premier League, but it's the youngest starting 11 ever in the Premier League. So with that, you get, consistently inconsistency. It's just a real shame. So if you had that, I've banged the drum about it. A goalkeeper that you can really rely on, a world-class goalkeeper. When you spent £1.5 billion, Robert Sanchez got better in the last 6 months, but I still don't think he's a Premier League title-winning goalkeeper. And that real senior centre-half, a John Terry, a Thiago Silva, someone like that. I think then I would then start talking about Chelsea really going for it. But until that happens, I think they're going to be a little bit short.
Okay, well, enjoy the wedding today, Scott. Hope it's a good one. Hope Deck's wife turns up.
So does he.
Do you know, he's probably on the golf course right now. Every time I see Deck, he's playing golf. He's out playing his golf. Enjoy the wedding.
Well, that'll change when he's married.
Yeah. It won't change, trust me. He may as well go marry golf. I'm better about that. Scott Minto, all the best.
Cheers, Scott.
Cheers, guys. Take care.
Don't forget the latest episode of the TalkSport Daily podcast is available now. We've got Harry Simu, Arsenal fan, joined by presenter and Chelsea fan Kwaku Afari and Spurs content creator Chris Cowland to discuss which club of their two clubs is better placed to be successful over the next 5 years. Available now on the TalkSport app. Coming up next, we're going to be joined here in the studio by actor and Arsenal fan Gary Lucy. Good morning, welcome along to Weekend Sports Breakfast here on TalkSport. Shebahn Aherne and former Villa and Millwall striker Tony Cascarino. Some of your headlines this morning: the Turkish Football Federation has suspended 149 referees and assistant referees after an investigation found hundreds of professional match officials in the country had betting accounts. Wow. And also Jack Wiltshire's Luton Town survived a scare to beat Robbie Savage's Forest Green Rovers 4-3 in the FA Cup first round. What a game that was. Loads more coming up today. We'll keep you posted on GameDay Live from 1:30, and we've also got some of the FA Cup games over on TalkSport 2 as well. But we can look ahead now to Burnley Arsenal, 3 o'clock kick-off this afternoon. We've got updates into GameDay Live as well. The Gunners are 4 points clear at the top of the table. Burnley have won their last 2 matches. Ahead of the game, Mikel Arteta said he wants his side to maintain their intensity this weekend.
And maintain the level of urgency, the concentration, the focus, the ambition that we are showing every game. And every game brings different challenges. Sometimes we have to be very patient. Some of the times we have to have a different approach. And the game against Burnley is going to be really tough. They are extremely well coached. I know it's called really well what is done with the club and with this team. It's formidable. And when you look at all the games, and I see 5 of those, the last games that they played, very, very tough team to beat.
Arsenal's Mikel Arteta there. You just wonder if this is the game, the banana skin, maybe for Arsenal.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I know. We doubt it as well. Somebody who's probably nervous about it, though, is
we're not nervous.
actor and Arsenal fan Gary Lucy and your little one. Hello, what's your name?
Theo.
Theo.
Theo, look, he's ready for the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've got to go after this. Got to get up there.
How's it going, Gary? All
Yeah,
right?
really good, thank you. Really good.
Theo, I hear you play football and you're a bit of a baller.
Yeah.
What position do you play?
Striker and midfield. They kind of put him in each position when they're that age to get used to it. But I think he's a little Maldini, aren't you, mate?
Oh, yeah?
Young Maldini, yeah.
Oh, good.
So you must enjoy scoring goals more than...
Yeah.
Don't go back to the back line. There's no more.
But you don't get the ball up front because no one can look up.
No, you're on your own. That's,
that's
the difference. You're on your own now in the modern game.
I used to like playing up front because I like the glory. But
Yeah.
now, when you watch them at that age, you know, it's the ones in the middle that kind of control the game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are you that dad, Gary?
I'm a nightmare.
Are you?
Absolute nightmare. I mean, I'm not banned, but I'm kind of banned from going because I used to take my eldest boy who's 14 and I'd be on the side, there'd be like 5, I'd go, hit him hard. You can't help yourself, you know?
No, yeah, I know. It's tricky. Are you like that as a fan, though, of the club?
Might be. Yeah. Depends how they're playing. At the moment, it's all smiles, isn't it? It's lovely.
I know. It made me like, I went a few weeks back and I came away thinking, because unbelievable atmosphere at the Emirates. You know, where at first, like, there was periods, especially towards the end of Wenger and then the start of Arteta,
Yeah, I remember it well.
You know, it just didn't feel like the fans could buy into anything.
No, he's done really well in turning that round, I think, Arteta, you know, and the club, obviously, since he's been there, because it got quite toxic. Towards the end of Wenger, it was sad, you know. He'd done so much for the club and should be remembered for that, you know, and the English game in general, I think. But then, it all went kind of wrong after the stadium, didn't it? And, you know, I think, unfortunately, it was tarnished by that a little bit. And the fans just seemed to turn on them, didn't they? Turned on the Kroenkes and whatever. And you can't knock them. I mean, look at what they're doing now, you know. They're putting their hand in their pocket and we've got some team out there.
There's a pressure now, though, Gary, to win something, isn't there?
I mean, look.
From Tottenham fans.
You both Spurs? What?
No, we're not.
Listen, I'm on a group chat and I'm getting it. I mean, how many days since they last won a trophy is doing my head in. And Big Ange, you can imagine the gifts that we get about him. But anyway, no, look, of course the pressure's on because we're a big club, you know, biggest team in London, biggest club in London. So pressure's always on us. But no, in all seriousness, you know what we're like. We'll probably get to Christmas and then we'll lose Saliba and Gabriel and it'll all go Pete Tong for us.
That's not happening this year.
I hope not, mate.
No, I don't see it.
Squad, I mean, the squad is a joke.
Yeah. You can mix up so many things from centre-half positions. You could, even if you was in trouble, go back to Ben White in there.
Yeah,
centre-half. You know, Ben White played centre-half and he's good there, you know. So you've got loads of options all over the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, looking forward to getting Havertz back as well, you know. We've missed him, but we've not been talking about missing him, which normally we would be. Having Mourinho up front last year, I mean, he did a great job, but
it might have been the biggest thing that was a change, because as soon as Havertz got injured, that Sunday night, you got Eze.
Yeah,
because you literally made a bid for Eze.
Player.
You know, and he. I mean, Eze, I always said about Eze, if he gets goals, he's one of the best around. Because periods of times at Palace, he missed a lot of chances.
Yeah.
But end of last season, he started to get regular goal amounts, and he's come to Arsenal now. I expect a lot from him.
Be interested to see where they play him, to be fair, because obviously when Odegaard comes back, he's the captain. You know, it's kind of his position.
Yeah.
He's not really a left-sided player, in my opinion. So it'd be interesting to see how they fit him in. And it will take time. He's only been there 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, they're all the new ones, they're all getting used to each other, you know?
Yeah.
I love Timber, by the way. What a player he is.
Yeah, he's a...
You must love all the back four. They've been phenomenal, the back four.
Fantastic. But at least with him, he's the
Keeper.
one you know, he's a tough one, isn't he?
I mean, Raya might as well be you and me sitting on the studio.
We like it, don't we? We like a clean sheet.
Theo, who's your favourite football player?
Saka.
Saka, of course.
And Haaland. I mean, look at that.
Oh, yeah. Very good head of hair, to be fair, that you've got, Theo. You wee Haaland bun.
Say thank you.
I could show you my phone.
Go on.
That's my boy.
Oh, look at that. Exactly. Very similar.
Yeah,
Similar looking.
That's what I was looking at. That's my youngest, who's 9. How old? 10 he is now.
He's 6.
6. But he was very similar to you, Theo.
Have you seen his Instagram page? No, it's unbelievable. I set the page. They've all got them. All the players, young players. Theodore _ Lucy Baller. Check that out. I'm telling you, unbelievable.
It's
better than I
brilliant.
was as a kid. And I could play, but not like this lot now.
Would you rather be an actor like your dad or a footballer?
No. What do you want to be an actor for?
I'll be a footballer.
You want to be a footballer?
Please do.
Sounds like that's what Dad wanted to be as well.
I did, yeah. I wanted it myself.
You'd have to tell him about the early part of being the acting that ain't so good, and you know the hard road you have to go on.
I'll be honest. I've been very lucky. I mean, I worked from the age of 16 all the way through, pretty much. Quite time after COVID. But yeah, I mean, touch wood. I've been very, very lucky, you know, because it can be hard.
Absolutely. And fair play to you. I feel like going back to Footballers' Wives like 20 years ago.
Yeah, don't remind me.
It feels like yesterday though, Gary.
It does, yeah.
There's rumours that's coming back.
Well, there's talk of it, yeah. I mean, they've been talking about it for a long time, and last time that there was discussions, there might be a slightly different format for it.
But they've got to bring back the famous faces like yourself and
Well, I'm
Tanya.
too old to play now, but I mean, I could always be the coach or the manager, couldn't I?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, or the pundit. You could be a
I'll
pundit.
get me Lego Pep, done, and I'll be ready to go.
Sponge man?
I'll be surprised if you did be a coach.
Right, I'm a good coach. What about when we do the tactics board before the game? I'll tell you, where you got to go and all that. You like doing that, don't you?
Yeah, but I'll be surprised if you be a coach because I don't think you will because
No.
you're too old.
I'm too old? I'm not too old to be a coach. Liberty.
Oh, you're very cute, Theo. Keep Dad firm on the ground, that's for sure. Hollyoaks as well, 30th
Yeah.
anniversary.
Yeah,
You
amazing.
celebrated that last week. I mean,
Yeah,
what an
yeah.
achievement.
It was incredible. I mean, like when it started, obviously it was an experiment by Channel 4. I think they had 2 shows on the go at the same time. It was like an episode or 2 episodes a week for each show to see which one was kind of, which one took off. And it just went from strength to strength, and I was blessed to be in it at a great time, great storylines, and they've made it to 30 there.
30 years. I would never have gone 30 years, Hollyoaks.
It's incredible, yeah. I mean, look at, the likes of Brookside, it was a great show, iconic show back in the day. I mean, they've done a crossover, which is amazing. Hopefully that'll build some traction. Maybe we might see that again. But 30 years is a long time for a show to, and they've moved more digital now, more online, which they're all going to go eventually because we all know how it's, terrestrial TV's going. So, they're like ahead of the curve.
Yeah. What's next for you? What are you working on?
So I've just done a show in Malta, which comes out end of the year. They've not publicised any of these yet, so I can't say what they're called. But a show
I
comes.
won't tell anyone.
I'll get in trouble. Mind you, they paid me now, so I'll be right. Comes out end of the year, and then I've got another one which I've just shot in London, which comes out beginning of next year. That's on Amazon, and then I'll go on tour from January till the end of July. So no more football, and I'll be watching it in the
Sure, you
hotel
wouldn't be able to get away if you needed the one to celebrate the winning the Premier League. You couldn't get away for one game.
No, I might sort of throw that day.
Sicky. Yeah, exactly.
Don't lolly me up before I even tried it.
I know. Well, listen, Gary, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Theodore, more importantly, thank you for coming in.
You were the star,
You're
Theo.
welcome.
Say, come on, Arsenal.
Come on, Arsenal.
What do we think of Tottenham?
Is your dad teaching you that?
Yeah.
He's a naughty boy. Theo, Gary, Lucy, thank you
very
so much for your time.
Cheers, Gary.
Absolute pleasure.
All
Thank
the best. Thank you so much for coming in. And Footballers' Wives, fingers crossed. We see it back on our screens very, very soon. And hopefully our Gary will be back in it as well. Cash, you could maybe get a wee cameo on that.
As what?
I don't know.
We'll have to
find something.
we'll have to put this in. We'll have to come in and do this, won't we?
Pundit. There's
Pundits,
punditry
right,
roles
that's right,
now,
yeah.
right? You're listening to Weekend Breakfast here on TalkSport. Coming up next, we've always got time for Cascarino yes, Cascarino. We'll do it next. Good morning.
welcome to TalkSport Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football. Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology. How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it. Good morning. Welcome along to Weekend Sports Breakfast here on TalkSport. Shebahn Aherne and former Republic of Ireland striker Tony Cascarino. Lots of love coming in for Gary Lucy and his wee boy.
Yeah, he was lovely, wasn't he?
Always good when you get a 6-year-old on the radio and he very nearly swears. Very nearly swears. All good fun. Former England goalkeeper Mary Herps is in the news today. This is a great story. She's claimed that she told Lioness boss Serena Wiegman that she was rewarding bad behaviour when Hannah Hampton was recalled to the squad after previously being dropped for allegedly being disruptive and unreliable. Mary Herps has released her book.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of a tell-all in there. We'll talk about that in a minute. Kiefer Moore's perfect hat-trick helped Wrexham come from behind to inflict a first league defeat of the season on Championship leaders Coventry City. That one finished 3-2. We've got 2 more live champ games for you on TalkSport 2 this afternoon. Leicester, Blackburn and Watford against Middlesbrough. Download the TalkSport app and swipe across for all of those games. And it's been a very busy week over on TalkSport.com. Here's Sean O'Brien with more.
Lots happening on TalkSport.com, but let's start in the world of photography and film, because that is where ex-Tottenham goalkeeper Alfie Whiteman is currently plying his trade. Yes, the former England youth star quietly quit professional football at the age of 26, shortly after collecting a Europa League winners' medal with Spurs in May. You can read more about his remarkable story over on the website, and we've also got updates on Charlie Austin and Jordan Ibe after a busy day of movement in the lower tiers of English football. That's all over on TalkSport.com.
Whack the kettle on, go for a little scroll, TalkSport.com, everything that you need to know. And it's always time for a little bit of this on a Saturday morning.
Yes or no with Cascarino on the Weekend Sports Breakfast on TalkSport.
Oh, the creative juices have been flowing. It's Cascary yes, Cascary no. He's a job to do. Answer with a yes or a no. Tony Cascarino. Jamie O'Hara claimed Spurs are a bigger club than Chelsea on yesterday's breakfast show. John Terry came back with a voice note disagreeing with Jamie O'Hara.
Morning, Gabs. What on earth is he on about this morning, O'Hara? Even using those 2 words together, Spurs and globally, should never be in the same sentence ever again. Mate, they're still doing their pre-season tours around North London. Absolutely ridiculous. Also, I've been invited to the game by Tottenham the weekend, so it's a 5:30 kickoff. They've asked me to get there at 5:29, and they've said they'll take me round the trophy cabinet and they'll have me in my seat by kickoff. That's how miles off it they are, mate.
Classic. What a cracker from John Terry to Jamie.
Yeah. Well, if you look at the last... I remember when Cam Bates come into the dressing room at Chelsea in about 1992-ish, 93, and said this club can be the biggest club in London, and we all chuckled as we were listening to him. As me, sort of Dennis Wise, Townsend, Vinnie Jones, Kerry. There was a few of us all there, and he was right. It did become, for a period of time, Chelsea have won a hell of a lot in the last couple of decades.
Everything?
Yeah, won everything.
Yeah.
So, the club has grown. you know, you see more Chelsea fans around now than you did, 25, 30 years ago in all different parts of London. I've got 2 sons who support Chelsea. I've got a daughter who supports Chelsea, So
what you're saying is that Jamie O'Hara is miles off it?
I think
so.
I don't think there's a lot between them in normal terms, but the last couple of decades you have to take into account the success of Chelsea Football Club. Okay. It's been enormous.
Yeah, fair enough. Liverpool take on Aston Villa today. It's live for you here on TalkSport. 8 o'clock kickoff. A potential loss to Villa could see Arne Slot lose 7 domestic games in a row. Oof, to Cass, if this happens, should Liverpool consider bringing in a new manager? Cascarino, yes, Cascarino.
No, not yet. No, he's earned his stripes. He won the league last year with an incredible season, and I know fans are going to go, oh, Jurgen Klopp's team and that. You still have to manage. You still have to do the jobs that are required to be successful, and he achieved that last year. So I would be wanting to stay with him. I'm not one for Slot out.
You've got to give him time to turn that around.
A lot of change in the summer, and it's come at a price. I'm just praying or hoping that he can turn it around.
I mean, seriously, are you confident that he can turn it around? Because he's not been in this situation before.
Well, I said that earlier, didn't I? I said to you, he's 2 years at... in the Eredivisie with Feyenoord, he was literally winning a lot of games, and he's never had this period of losing football matches, which is, for him, it's going to be hard to try and find solutions. But he's got to.
Will it be a good game this evening, live for you here on TalkSport? Liverpool against Aston Villa. And what about this? In her new book, coming out soon, former England goalkeeper Mary Earps claims that she told the Lioness boss Sarina Wiegman that she was rewarding bad behaviour when Hannah Hampton was recalled to the squad after previously allegedly been dropped for being disruptive and unreliable. Cass, should Mary Earps be sharing this kind of information in a book?
Shouldn't I be asking this is this a Shebahn no or Shebahn yes? Because you know way more than me. Okay,
but should she
be
sharing
the detail.
This? Should she be sharing this kind of stuff in a book? Considering she's still a current player.
I don't see too much wrong with sharing.
Me neither.
I don't see that much wrong in it.
Yeah.
No, I mean, obviously, she said things she wouldn't have liked what happened. But what about your opinion on this?
I knew it was coming. I knew this was coming from Mary Earps, only because when she left, when she walked away, some people said, and retired at the wrong time from England, everyone said it's because she couldn't handle the fact that Hannah was number one, right? And, she took it the wrong way and it was bad sportsmanship and whatever like that. Only thing is, and you've got to be careful what you say here, I have heard in the past that Hannah Hampton had been disruptive in training sessions.
Right.
Or had been disruptive. You hear these things, right? Now, whether it's true or false or whatever, they'll know the current situation. Yeah. But Sarina Wiegman did leave Hannah at home during one of the squads and said that she had to mature a little bit. So something had obviously gone on. Hannah is a world-class goalkeeper. Emma Hayes takes her on, and I think that season Emma Hayes got her at Chelsea. 8 clubs wanted her. She's an absolute superstar, got a proper wand of a ping on her as well.
Yeah.
So no taking that away from her. But I think where Mary Earps would maybe feel aggrieved by that is that she was the ultimate professional.
Yeah.
And maybe she didn't see Hannah quite like that. So the fact that it's all out there in the book now, I'm like, my. But also, does it look good? Does it look good when the Lionesses retained the European Championship and you weren't in the squad, and now this book's coming out and you're kind of slandering the other goalkeeper who you lost out to?
Maybe Hannah Hampton has matured.
I think she has. Clearly she's matured.
She's Emma Hayes, I'm sure, wouldn't suffer fools lightly. And I think sometimes we've all been there as younger players. How old is Emma Hampton?
Hannah's 23.
So she's very young. So you could say that she's probably quite immature for a period of time, if that was the case, if that was, true.
24.
She's very young.
Yeah, it happens.
We make mistakes. If she turned around and said, yeah, I was a pain in the backside and I wasn't as professional as I should be, but I am now.
Yeah.
So Mary Earps might have had a point that I wasn't as professional as her.
Yeah.
But as you're saying, she's probably a better goalkeeper, yeah? Anna?
Yeah, I mean, she's proved herself to be.
Exactly.
Absolutely, she should be England's number one. Absolutely. Only thing is a funny situation to have 2 world-class goalkeepers. Mary Earps was amazing in the run to the World Cup final and amazing in the Euros the year before. Absolutely incredible. So
it's happened in the men's game. I mean, although they both played lots of games for England, Ray Clements and Peter Shilton challenged for that spot. But there was never, as far as I know, any major fallout.
Yeah, exactly. Very, very interesting. That was Cascarino. What a great show today. I've absolutely thoroughly enjoyed all of our chats this morning. Random and fabulous, Cass. Thank you. What are you doing today?
I'm going back to home and I'm having this is my nephew's party. It's a family gathering.
Nice.
And
Coming up.
Watch the 2 games.
Yeah. No, I can't wait to just put my feet up and chill. Halloween has taken it right out of me, people.
Good fun.
8 o'clock tonight, don't forget, Liverpool against Aston Villa, and then boxing over on TalkSport 2, Joshua Boazzi against Zach Parker. Have yourself a wonderful Saturday. The warm-up with Max and Charlie is on the way next.